years it took me to spend. You know, you want me asking for money because I can't meet my obligations? It's not
Well, your pride is up to pay for the cosmetics.
Well, I wouldn't have to pay. Max hadn't burned the garage down.
It wouldn't have burned out if Carmen hadn't taken the battery out of the smoke detector for our CD player. Is that none of us were injured.
A little cold juice on top of the hot coffee. Oh, I feel good already. There this morning. Find me some honey whales real quick.
How much is this? $3,000. That's fine, George. I want you to have it. The best, man. Okay. Listen, it's probably not the best option, but Sergey and Shipping knows a guy who knows a guy who can get you some money pretty quick. Sergey. Okay, well then, sneak in there? No. Hey, Jack, Mel, how about the peanut brittle? That career will do. Yeah, listen, guys. I did this when I was on the line, and kind of embarrassing now that I'm managing. My family and I are in a tight spot, and I was hoping I could get in advance. Well, sure, no problem. I got 60. Here's 40. Actually, I was hoping for a little more, like 2, maybe 3 months' salary. No. Well, how about just a month? No, can't do it. It's against company policy. If you break the rules for you, then we'll have to break them for everybody. So
I'm doing fine.
I'm uncomfortable.
No luck, huh?
No.
What are you gonna do now?
I have no idea, Mom. Things have never been this bad. Gotta come up with some money fast or I'm gonna get sued.
Oh shit, we gotta go turn that. We gotta go to
No, if I had the second kind of money, I'd
plug
build it
that
up.
scooter in. There. I ain't got nobody in here. See, Jasper wanna go get McDonald's this morning or something. Hey, Jasper. Jasper. Hey, Jasper. You wanna do McDonald's this morning? Jasper. You wanna go get McDonald's?
I'm not saying you're ugly or anything. I just don't see it.
You'll have to walk, but if you wanna go get McDonald's, we can go. You gonna wanna go or no? No?
He said you were the first woman to put a knife on him. He said that.
There's little 8-cent juices. I mean, it's watered down juice, but it's pretty good. Worth 80 cents. For like the knee high. The tall juice for 80 cents. Ain't bad for you wake up in the morning. A little cold juice in the fridge. Go ahead and do a dab. Yeah, I done got 2 cups of coffee in me now, dude. I'm fucking spitting, sputtering. Ready to run, son. We get a couple dabs in us, or we're gonna be. I'm still choking, man. No matter what I see.
Rushed to our Lakeland Advanced Care Clinic on Highway 98 South. Where he received emergency treatment. This is a picture of Ace in surgery tonight. Where the veterinarians and assistants work with remarkable speed to save Ace's life. But Ace is not out of the woods yet. He suffered a significant injury. And in fact, here is a picture. He's got a cast in place, and he's being prepared to be transferred for advanced care to a veterinary clinic in Lakewood Ranches. He's going to be airlifted there. He can be airlifted there just because the Florida legislature
signed a law allowing our four-legged deputy sheriffs and police officers to receive the same emergency care from the scene of an event in order to save their lives. So what happened? Let's talk about that for a minute. It all started today.
See if we can find a tripod this morning. I don't know where the hell my tripod went. Not in here. Shut these so we're not trying to clean those. Oh, dude. Yeah. Getting reflux. I better get ahead of it. Oh. Get ahead of it here in this piece of wood. Do that. I'm gonna need a whole one. Piece of window. I don't know what the hell the tripod meant. I'm fine, I'm really cigarette. I want a dab, but I need.
I finally found the best website to make custom stickers.
Yeah.
Let me put you on. If you're looking to make your brand really stick, bring your designs to life with the Sticky brand. Whether you're promoting a business, spicing up your packaging, or giving your products that
At 3895 Chart Pine Road. All of this information I'm giving you from this point forward is preliminary. And as you know, I release the information as soon as possible, but any and all of it subject to modification as the investigation goes on. It's my understanding that Angel should not have been staying at 3895 Chart Pine Road as a condition of his release pending these unlawful sex with minor charges that was filed in 2024. Canine almost bled to death before we could get him medical care. We returned fire. We shot into the tent. Angel Bowers got exactly what he asked for.
And Sheriff Judd, as of last update, tells us that Ace is in critical condition. We'll bring you more updates as we learn more.
All right, yeah, don't be afraid to jump back in with us if you have any updates, Kelly. We'll talk to you later on. Thanks. I will find the time developing this morning. Pasco deputies need your help finding this missing woman who may be in danger. They're looking for 66-year-old Rose Bead. She's last seen around 8 o'clock last night on Plath Road in Newport. She's 5'7", 110 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. Deputies say she was last wearing dark leggings, a navy striped shirt, and white sneakers. If you've seen her or have any information that could help out, please call the Pasco County Sheriff's Office.
Today in Tampa, opening statements are scheduled to begin in an animal abuse trial. Noriega Thompson is charged with aggravated cruelty to animals. Back in January, Animal Services found Thompson's pet Doberman Pinscher Tiny tied to a weight outside his home with no food or water. Tiny was dead. According to the autopsy, Tiny died from starvation, but Thompson claims he fed the dog twice a day and took the dog to the vet weeks before his death.
Tampa man will spend the next 25 years in prison for killing his brother back in 2024. Joe Ruiz, sentenced after entering a best interest plea on a second-degree murder charge. Prosecutors say he shot and killed his brother, 53-year-old Juan, during a heated argument at his table. Judge gave Ruiz a mandatory minimum sentence with credit for 751 days served.
Meanwhile, a man convicted of a deadly shooting in Riverview 5 years ago was resentenced to 20 years in prison, followed by 15 years of probation. Villar Lucas, who was 16 at the time, was originally sentenced to 40 years for first-degree murder in the death of 19-year-old Gabriel Suazo. But his attorneys successfully argued argued for a do-over, prompting Thursday's hearing. Prosecutors say the victim was lured to an apartment complex where he was robbed and killed back in 2021. 2 others were also charged. One was acquitted. The other, Josiah Diller, pleaded guilty to second-degree murder.
Florida primary elections now than 2 weeks away, less than 2 weeks away. And of course, this year's biggest race is the gubernatorial race. But our current governor, Ron DeSantis, has yet to endorse his replacement. Although he did get close on Thursday, speaking highly of former House Speaker Paul Renner.
Somebody like Speaker Renner, I mean, people said, when he ran, I was like, I didn't advise him to run. It wasn't because I didn't think he would be a good governor. I think he'd be really good. He's got a great record of policy, but how are you going to get? What's your strategy to get known? How do you get known to people, right? When you're doing that, and that's just something that's very difficult in our state.
The front runner in the governor's race continues to be Representative Byron Donalds. Issued a statement on Thursday saying in part, quote, "I look forward to working with Governor DeSantis to keep Florida as the best state in America. We both agree that David Jolly and the Democrats cannot lead Florida into the future," end quote. Well, Donalds, who was endorsed by President Trump, leads in most Republican polls by more than 30 points. Renner is a distant 4th place.
Developing this morning, a Senate committee has voted to hold Dr. Anthony Fauci in contempt of Congress. This comes after Fauci pled the fifth 111 times last week during a COVID-19 hearing. Fauci and Democrats are accusing the committee's chairman, Republican Senator Rand Paul.
They used to do that in the mall. They give you immunity so that you can't plead the fifth.
Show trial is no way to elicit.
And he has fucking immunity and fucking got a preemptive pardon, for God's sakes, by fucking Biden.
Contempt for investigation.
Congress can only refer a contempt charge. Ultimately, the Department of Justice decides whether or not to prosecute.
Dallas County Commission is exploring ways to update and improve St. Pete Clearwater International Airport. The goal is to modernize this aging airport.
This is good, dude.
This comes after a previous expansion project that was paused last year due to funding shortfalls. Fox 13 takes a closer look.
The airport has changed dramatically.
St. Pete Clearwater Airport Director Mark Sprague says it's time to improve the airport.
Passenger traffic has increased over 67% in the last 5 years. Operational and regulatory requirements our facilities are continuing to age.
He says this airport needs new facilities, more gates, and an updated facade to keep up with demand.
Renovations of our gates 2 through 6. This modernizes the hold room with new flooring, seating, lighting, passenger amenities, and also security point with new queuing and an exit lane technology.
It's not all about front-facing infrastructure. The sanitary system will be updated too.
Our sewage system, we replaced our pipes inside the terminal. We also replaced our pipes along our streets. We still have 3 sections that we need to pipe, and they're still original pipes from the 50s and 60s.
Officials also plan to improve efficiency to allow for expanded capacity.
4.5 million passengers by expanding into a pier concept. Once we have that new concept, we're going to build a 40,000 square foot elevated terminal, 4 to 5 new jet bridges.
As for the cost, this project is valued at $145 million. This meeting was just the beginning for the plan. Commissioners still need to approve the additional money. Fox 13 News.
All right, still to come. Head Start is considered the gold standard of early learning programs.
Now it's about to undergo a major
Pretty fucking
overhaul.
good, dude.
The Trump administration unveiled plans to roll back regulations that advocates say have made Head Start a lifeline for the low-income. Changes on the table and the growing concerns.
Rain chances today back to that 70% range for you. In fact, some showers already beginning to work their way across the state. This is good, folks. PM evening storms, highs in the lower 90s today and again tomorrow.
Prescribed Livdelzi, about 95% of patients received insurance approval upon first submission.
Hi, I'm Lava, and I hung out with this sandwich last night.
Eli passed through, hit the like button, just did a dab and fitness. Do another one, roll a joint.
Or if you just look that lake house. Go on, it's easy.
Kick-ass All-American full throttle weekend at a time.
Expensive. Won't stop sweat. Apparently made for boys. Right guard. Costs less. Stop sweat for 72 hours. Chosen by men who sweat from everywhere but their arms. It's not right guard. Wrong guard.
Whew, anybody pass through, hit the like button. I can put the website, phone number in the pinned comments. Anybody's looking for any good products. Get you squared away. God damn it, come on. I don't watch the news in so long. Hey, fuck, we're putting the news on this morning. Yeah, just local news. I haven't watched the news since I was in prison. I almost watched the Jacksonville news just for nostalgia, you know? Dude, this is crazy. Not only is it just like on a commercial, it's fucking... That's crazy, dude. Let's turn you off and go back. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, they're just doing this, dude. Like, dude, not even fucking commercial playing. They could have used that time for a commercial or whatever, dude. But it's crazy, dog.
And now, Fox 13 meteorologist Dave Osterberg with your Sky Tower Vector Scan forecast.
Charlie has his games he plays with Jen, okay? I have my game I play with Jen, and it's called When Did It Rain at the Airport? What do you think, Jen? When did it rain at the airport?
I'm going to go with between 2 and 3 p.m.
I don't know. I don't want to roll up and smoke.
Yeah, that's what we got.
Think I'm gonna go another dab for sure. Oh, there's tripod I could have found.
You know, when I walked out the door this morning, it wasn't your typical, it wasn't your usual steamy steam fest, really, okay? It feels nice outside. You get up into Citrus, Hernando County, and you got 70-degree temperatures. It's 71 in Wesley Chapel, down to the Brandon area, 71 in Frostburg. Folks, this is good stuff. When you walk out the door this morning, it does actually feel pretty nice out there. Even down around Miami, you know, they'll take a 79. Not too bad this time of year. East winds moving across the state. We've got that for a few more days, folks, and look what's happening. Already pushing moisture onto the east coast of our state. So we have our typical summer pattern.
I've been waiting until later to go.
We get our showers and storms. This is something a little We're adding a little bit more moisture into the atmosphere.
I'm gonna take off his name before it gets light out.
As this tropical wave kind of heads toward the state, hangs around, and then drifts by
The lights on that thing are good.
It will just enhance the rain chances, which are already pretty simple.
What I see. Let's see it showing.
Concentrated toward the west coast as you're getting in 5 or 6 o'clock or so, which makes sense with that east wind moving across the state. And it quiets down tonight. You'll have a beautiful Saturday morning, early Saturday afternoon, fine, but then late in the day on Saturday, we're going right back at it again with the showers and storms. So hot and sticky today, 91 with that 70% rain chance. Storms end very pleasant tonight with a low of 76 degrees, and then some scattered afternoon and evening storms to the tune of about 70% tomorrow with your high of 91 degrees. Moderate chop on the coastal waters today, a light chop tomorrow and Sunday, and our next 7 days screams Rainy season, summertime, August. So we'll be in the lower 90s. Rain chances will drop a little bit next week, but overall, we'll just continue to get the rain we need.
All right, Dave, thank you. We'll be ready for that. 5:16 is our time on this Friday. Take me to the roads right now. Here's 75. This is near Gibsonton Drive. This was all blocked earlier. It is off to the shoulder now. It looks like traffic moving through with no problems there. And then north to 75 at State Road 56. Reports of an incident here. I'm not seeing it. Looks like things are moving along. It does say there's no roadblock, so probably why I'm not seeing it on the camera side. For it, Paul Buckman Highway moving along just fine here. No issues. Back out to Pinellas County, 19 at Park Boulevard, no problems there. And then a wide look at your Pasco Hernando County majors, no issues. Your Polk majors all in good shape. Big Bay Bridges cruising along just fine to Tampa as well as to Pinellas County. And that's Dave's camera that I was supposed to update to the Sunshine Skyway Bridge.
Where's I
So,
gonna put it there?
sorry, Dave.
Feeling the weather
Oh,
cam.
$2 for Flintstone State.
Also in your health headlines, new vaccines are in the works designed to get ahead of colon cancer.
That's a big deal.
$2
has
for
more doctors
Flintstone
working
State.
to provide hope to nearly 1 million Americans with Lynch syndrome.
Right now, scientists are working on vaccines that will stop colon cancer in its tracks. It all boils down to a faulty gene.
Lynch syndrome is a genetic condition that predisposes individuals to suffer different forms of cancer.
The gene passed down from a parent puts a person at an extremely high risk for colorectal cancer and increases the risk for other types of cancers too. So researchers are working on vaccines that would block formation early on.
So, in a sense, we are teaching the immune system to recognize those proteins early on the process of the tumor formation. So our immune system is prepared and trained to eliminate those cells before they grow further.
There are at least 3 potential Lynch syndrome vaccines in the works, 2 in early clinical trials in the U.S. Dr. Stacy Norton, who has Lynch syndrome, was part of a first-step study, and she says for the first time since 2014, her colonoscopies have been polyp-free.
It gives me hope, right? It gives me hope that I'm still going to be here.
Norton's children, who are both in their 20s, have Lynch syndrome too. She hopes a vaccine means they'll no longer have to get yearly colonoscopies for the rest of their lives. And some doctors say a vaccine like this would indeed appeal to a younger crowd.
They're not wanting to have to be such regular consumers of tests and screens, and anything that could either spread out the testing or reduce the risk of eventually getting a cancer.
Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
Still ahead, Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell is back home this morning.
Fuck Mitch McConnell.
And when he could return to Capitol Hill. Plus,
I hope he
President Trump is making a
fucking
new push to limit
dies.
citizenship. Coming up, the 2 new
Fuck
executive
Mitch
orders he
McConnell,
signed,
dude.
and why another legal battle could be ahead.
Fucking dude. Fuck that fucking guy.
And chasers. We throw the party, you throw the strikes. Scammers demand payment with gift cards. Don't share codes or personal details.
Meals for Wishes has donated more than $200 million to children's charities, supporting kids facing
identify $75,000 in theft. Okay, and they contact the FBI to come investigate. Both Castmans were charged with this crime. Okay, now the evidence against Mrs. Castman is much better against Dr. Castman. Right. So it's one of those things like, how could he not know? And
see that. My dentist never walked out when I was paying the bill.
Right.
I have no idea.
But your dentist may or may not be sleeping with the lady in the back office for 35, 40 years of marriage or whatever. Okay. The
where's the money being spent?
$75,000. I mean, yeah, who knows? Who cares? I mean, it's small dollar money. They're not. I mean, he's not. He didn't buy a helicopter with the money. It's $75,000.
Right. Well, I'm wondering, is she shopping with the money, and there's no real proof that he ever even knew the money existed.
We don't know.
But there was enough to indict him.
Right. They pay back the money.
Okay.
And the government agrees to drop the charges against the husband in exchange for the wife's guilty plea.
That sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to let his wife take the rap for this thing.
Well, first of all, he doesn't want to become a felon. He can continue to make money. Mm-hmm. I don't want to. Oh no, I'll take the felony. But what's my wife going to do? She's the secretary. Like, she's not going to. I'm going to not be a dentist anymore. Or I have to try and get my dentistry now. I can stay out.
He's going to send his bride to prison
Listen,
I'll be a sweet little old lady.
how long have you been married?
30 years.
Okay, come on. Let's be honest. I know it sounds good for the cameras. I know your wife's sitting here. I know you can feel the heat. How long?
I'm not even saying it was a dishonorable thing to do. I'm saying that. Wow, that's a difficult discussion to have with your wife. I'm like, okay, but so he gets away scot-free. They drop the charges, okay?
Still
Against him.
married. He's not scot-free. He's still doing time.
Oh, trust me. This is a life sentence for this poor guy. How much time are you going to give the wife, though? 75,000, no criminal history.
I mean, you're saying she actually did prison time.
Yeah, there's a number.
You know, because she's probably got I'm sure she's got supervised release. What's she going to get? 6 months? 3 months? You know, strategically, I'm within a year.
I hate it when you're playing the game as opposed to giving me the answer from your heart.
From my heart?
Yeah, from your
For
heart.
75,000 and she has no criminal history?
No, what you truly think the sentence is.
Then I would say
she deserved. That's a different show.
a month? 2 months? Yeah, a month, 2 months.
I need you to pick a number. I can't pick a number.
Okay, a month.
1 month in prison, 30 days in prison is the sentence you're going to give her.
She's going to be on supervised. You know, she's got supervised release. She's got 3 years supervised release. She got or 2 years. So let's say she's got 1 month and 2 years of supervised release. They already paid the money back.
Yeah, they did.
I think in 1 year, take her off supervised. 75,000. You know, it was a bad mistake. They paid the money back. I mean, no harm, no foul. Okay, it's fine.
Got it. So what's your answer?
1 month.
1 month in prison. Okay. Final answer?
Yeah.
6 months.
That's reasonable too.
You get a point. Yeah.
What's the lowest amount of like prison time someone can get for the feds? Like,
it's up. I mean, yeah, I think it
Time
starts.
served for the day that you spend fingerprinting. I mean,
Yeah, you could. Yeah. But I'd say that the chart starts at like starts at 0. You're
Yeah,
0,
yeah.
then it's 1 month. So it's probably 1 month.
yeah.
so you could have someone show up at Coleman. Oh, I'm here for 1 month.
You didn't.
I don't know.
You could show up for a month. Yeah, because think about it. If you're out on bond, you would process.
I guess I'm used to Chicago and Honolulu, where we had a metropolitan correctional center and a federal detention center for sentences less than 1 year. We were actually serving your time in a jail as opposed to a full prison.
No, I think you know what? So remember the people that Pete and Gretchen Zayas, who are the people that cooperated on me in my first. They were given. I think Pete was given 6 months, and I believe that Gretchen was given 3 months for $500,000 in restitution. Okay. And they were allowing them to do it. They were going to allow them to do it like he was going in, or she was going in for 3 months, and then he was going to go for 6 months. Like they weren't going to go because they had 2 kids.
Right.
Like they really worked with them. And I don't know. I don't know whether they went into the local, like the U.S. Marshals holdover, or if they went to.
Wait, I can win real money playing Rockbet's hottest game title. Here. And here? Even here? With him? Wow, I'm playing Wall Shade.
New customers deposit $10 and get a $100 games bonus.
Or if they went to. I feel like they'd send you to prison. I don't feel like there's a whole. I don't feel like they'd let you go to like the Marshals holdover because you're not in the Marshals custody.
Ends up in the Supreme Court again. According to the House Oversight Committee, which lawmakers say raises national security concerns as well. In Washington, Kevin Cork, Fox News.
The Trump administration is proposing a major overhaul to Head Start, looking to strip away most federal regulations governing preschool programs. HHS officials say cutting rules like mandated staff-to-student ratios will lower costs and grow enrollment. Early education experts warn deregulation could gut policy standards for vulnerable families. A 60-day public comment period is now open. Another 180 could completely transform a Clearwater golf course.
Coming up, the big step forward for the project and what still has to happen before anything gets built. Plus, defending the use of flock cameras and similar technology, what St. Pete's police chief is saying about the controversial license plate readers.
Oh, that's good, dude.
Domino's will pay you $5 towards next week's order
I feel better. 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 Damn it. Okay, sorry. Gotta put this bitch back in there.
You're using wrong guard. Right guard block sweat for 72 hours straight. Think of it as a hard half of your armpits. If it's not right guard, it's wrong guard.
This is so good.
Watching Good Day Tampa Bay. Welcome back, everybody. 5:29 on this Friday.
Yeah, it's like 7. Okay, I'm Jen Epstein.
I'm Walter Allen.
Hi, everyone.
Good Friday morning, yeah, everybody. Whoa! You see that? Did the camera just have the zoomies?
What's going on with
Well,
it?
it was too close. We got scared, so they pulled back.
Fair enough. I scared everybody this morning. My apologies. So we got rain on the east coast of our state. You're like, oh, okay. What does it have to do with us? It's all headed our way eventually, folks. Look at all the rain from Port St. Lucie down to Port City, Jupiter. This is the beginning of that big old tropical wave we talked about yesterday, kind of rolling through the Bahamas, and that's going to help to just enhance our showers and storms for today. And our rain chances are up there about 70% again. What I'm loving is what it feels like outside right now. Go outside, low to mid 70s, feels great. We'll get back to the lower 90s, and then later in the day, showers and storms will take over like they did yesterday. Okay?
All right, Dave, thank you. Taking you out to the roads right now. 75 northbound at Gibsonton Drive. This was blocking lanes earlier. Off to the shoulder now, though, and volume moving through. No problems there around it. Your vets just near your Howard Franklin, or approaching that, I should say, moving along fine. And then 275 at Jefferson Street, that's in good shape for you to and from Tampa. Heading on out to that closure on the ramp there from 275 eastbound to Gandy Boulevard, that's going to be closed for you right now. And then down to Manatee County, all moving along well. Here's a live look at the Howard Franklin Bridge that's cruising along. Your Courtney Campbell, your Gandy Bridge, your Howard Franklin, all in good shape, and your Sunshine Skyway Bridge too. Walter and Jen?
All right, thank you. Birdwater is moving forward with a plan that could completely transform the Landings Golf Course.
The city council members voted unanimously last night to advance the process for nearly a $180 million sports and entertainment complex, but questions remain about how the project would be paid for. Fox 13's Matt McClellan is live at the Landings this morning, and Matt, this would not be entirely private money.
You know, the biggest chunk of this, Jen, with a good morning would come from a private loan, but the developer also wants to see nearly $45 million in Pinellas County tourism tax dollars. And Clearwater's own financial advisor says that that money and the private loan are still not guaranteed. The entire project is estimated at about $180 million. Sunshine Recreational and Entertainment wants to replace this golf course with 13 sports fields, plus pickleball, sand volleyball, restaurants, a water park, and fitness and wellness facilities. We should be looking at renderings now. The current plan calls for about $108 million in private debt. The developer would put together nearly $27 million in equity, and it wants about $45 million from Pinellas County's tourist development tax. Clearwater's financial advisor says the developer should get a financing commitment or term sheet from a lender early in the process. City advisors say this would help show whether the project can actually be financed while protecting the city's ownership of the land.
If the city does decide to move forward, we would encourage the applicant to engage their financial partner early in the process to ensure the ultimate financial structure will be acceptable both to the lender and to the city.
And there's another big cost built into this project. Prague, that's the advisory group, says about $40 million would go toward preparing the site, turning this golf course into flat land for fields, buildings, and parking. Part of the property also sits on an old landfill, which means the site would need environmental work before this complex could be built. And last night's unanimous vote does not mean any of that construction can start now. The city is still in what's known as the P3 process, Jen, and staff recommends giving other developers 30 days now to submit their own proposal. So this project is moving forward with the financing, the final lease, also even who would ultimately develop this project, still yet to be determined. So very early phases, stages. And you do have a lot of opposition as well. There are Facebook groups that have formed, community and neighborhood groups who are very vocal against this. They came out last night to speak during public comment. So we'll hear from them and what some of their concerns are as the morning continues, Jen.
All right, Kenneth, we'll talk again soon. Thank you.
Now to the firestorm over flock cameras. Law enforcement says the automated license plate reading cameras give officers a valuable tool. Critics argue privacy.
Police chief is weighing in. Fox 13's Kelly Tracy reports.
St. Pete started using flock cameras in 2021, and there are 50 of them across the city. Skeptics say they're uncomfortable with the surveillance and worry about where the flock data is going. But St. Pete Police Chief Anthony Holloway says that the cameras photograph vehicles and license plates, not people. He says the technology helps officers find missing people, recover stolen cars, and solve major crimes. Just last month, the cameras helped track down the vehicle of a suspect accused of shooting and killing a city employee. Still, with 50 cameras watching the roads, the chief knows it's a tough sell.
But a lot of people are going to still think that we're out there monitoring people. We're not monitoring people. We're monitoring incident that would happen that we can use this for. I'm not going to convince everybody of that, but what I can tell you is from St. Petersburg Police Department is we want to use this so we can continue to make our city safer. We want to make sure that when you call in,
Accountability of flock and St. Pete Police only store the information for 30 days. Officers must provide a report number or a valid reason to access the system. The department also conducts random monthly audits on officers' computers and phones. If someone is caught looking up a plate for personal reasons, the chief says they could be fired. When it comes to sharing data with other agencies, Chief Holloway says the requesting sheriff or chief must send a formal letter explaining exactly why they need it. Flock also notes that data sharing is disabled by default, and only the local agency can turn it on. Kaylee Tracy, Fox 13 News.
Efforts to regulate college sports continues in Florida. State university officials want Congress to pass an antitrust exemption for the NCAA to establish a salary cap. It would also provide regulations on transfer eligibility in student athletic programs. The recommendation was one of 19 proposals made during a meeting this week. The panel will recommend the Florida legislature join a multi-state agreement on student athlete issues.
The legal and the regulatory framework governing college athletics remains very unsettled. While there are significant natural interests in establishing greater consistency, the details of the framework are still being debated, and the ultimate outcome
on, dude?
For years, but I didn't
Today,
want to
Gina.
accidentally meet God on a Tuesday. New at 6, several suspects have been arrested after 2 people were robbed on different occasions after leaving the Seminole Hard Rock Casino. Fox 13's Kylie Jones is joining us live from Tampa Police Headquarters tonight with the details on this. Kylie?
Were allegedly seen on surveillance with the victims at the casino prior to those robberies. The most recent happened this weekend. Tampa police say the man won the jackpot at the casino and then was allegedly lured back to an apartment by a woman he met there. Now, Tampa police say the man was gambling into the early morning hours on Saturday, and he met a woman by the name of Ana Dorsey Creado at the casino. They eventually left together. When the two arrived at an apartment complex on Valentine Court, police say she asked to use the victim's phone as they got out of the car. A second suspect, identified as Benjamin Lopez, was allegedly waiting near a stairwell and pointed a gun at the victim, demanding money. That's when police say the two took off with his phone and his wallet.
Everybody should just be aware when you are at a casino or any place and you come into a large sum of money, when people take an unexpected interest in you, that should really send up some red flags and sound some alarm bells.
About a week before that, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office was called about a similar robbery. Investigators say a different victim met a woman by the name of Angelina Johnson at the casino early on the morning of July 23rd. The two exchanged numbers, and the victim eventually left to go back to his hotel nearby. Deputies say Johnson called the victim later and came to meet him at that hotel. As the victim was walking inside, Johnson and 2 masked men allegedly showed up and ambushed the victim, stealing almost $9,000 worth of jewelry plus his wallet.
Those 2 suspects then hopped in the getaway car where there was a female suspect that was driving. They drove off along 301.
A total of 5 suspects have been arrested here prior to those robberies. The most recent happened this weekend. Tampa police say the man won the jackpot at the casino and then was allegedly lured back to an apartment by a woman he met there. Now, Tampa police say the man was gambling into the early morning hours on Saturday, and he met a woman by the name of Ana Dorsey Creado at the casino. They eventually left together. When the two arrived at an apartment complex on Valentine Court, police say she asked to use the victim's phone as they got out of the car. A second suspect, identified as Benjamin Lopez, was allegedly waiting near a stairwell and pointed a gun at the victim, demanding money. That's when police say the two took off with his phone and his wallet.
Everybody should just be aware when you are at a casino or any place and you come into a large sum of money, when people take an unexpected interest in you, that should really send up some red flags and sound some alarm bells.
About a week before that, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office was called about a similar robbery. Investigators say a different victim met a woman by the name of Angelina Johnson at the casino early on the morning of July 23rd. The two exchanged numbers, and the victim eventually left to go back to his hotel nearby. Deputies say Johnson called the victim later and came to meet him at that hotel. As the victim was walking inside, Johnson and 2 masked men allegedly showed up and ambushed the victim, stealing almost $9,000 worth of jewelry plus his wallet.
Those 2 suspects then hopped in the getaway car where there was a female suspect that was driving. They drove off along 301.
A total of 5 suspects have been arrested here, but again, investigators say these are separate cases, but they did happen within less than 10 days apart. Guys.
All right, Kylie Jones live for us tonight. Kylie, thank you.
The 3-in-1 that actually turns him on. His confidence hits different with Rougier Ready. It dissolves under his tongue, works in 15 minutes on average, and can last for up to 36 hours. Rougier Ready contains sildenafil, tadalafil, plus apomorphine, which helps amplify.
Trying to steal Grace by foreclosing upon it with a fake loan.
And she's got criminal history.
She does. Passing bad checks. It's not John Dillinger.
No, still fraud.
And there's a cover-up involved, right?
Where the brazenness of it.
There's a cover-up where she's blaming Nigerians, who are good and honorable people. Most of them.
I'm gonna go 6 years, 72 months.
6 years, 72 months is your guess. Give me, I know you don't want to belabor this, give me 1 or 2 sentences about why you come to that conclusion. For a no-loss fraud.
I don't know. I was thinking, I felt like the fraud is the 2.5 million or 3 million that she put on it. Like, I feel like that's where, if I was doing the sentencing guidelines, I'd say that's what the potential loss was.
Okay.
2.5 million or whatever it was, a couple $1 million plus. And she's not taking responsibility. Even though she pleads guilty, she's trying to say it was somebody else. There's all kinds of little things that she's filing the paperwork. She's got a criminal history. It's sophisticated. It's.
Tell me where you landed.
What did I say? 6 years? Yeah, 6 years.
6 years. The correct answer, 57 months.
Come on, that's pretty close, right? That's got to be
57 times
that's
1.
That's it. That's
57 times 1.2.
68.
Which is
I'm shy.
Just missed it.
Just 5.7.
Right outside.
5.7 years.
Yeah. Since Colby's giving it away, you can give me that one too.
Stop.
I'm going to tell you the story of Mazen Al-Zubi, Southern California boy, real estate investor. He fraudulently sold or attempted to sell homes that did not belong to him. Just sort of the theme of our. She threatened to sell Graceland to the highest bidder. The Presley family did for us, kind of different than our normal day because the suits are here. You and I both do some work for a company called Home Title Lock, and we invited them to sit in on the show today. So they're observing us right now. So hopefully we can still keep our chemistry together with our corporate paymasters keeping an eye on us.
Exactly. That's what I'm going for. I also want to mention something real quick.
Yeah.
How was the Hard Rock last night?
Thank you for opening old wounds. I had a very bad night at the poker table. I had a lovely night going to dinner with you and Colby and our friends, and so that was great. And then I got back to the hotel and I thought, it's 10 p.m. I don't have to be up. Our call time's about 9 a.m. for the cock show. Why don't I just wander on down to the poker room? And man, oh man, it would have been better if I had been mugged in the lobby walking to the poker room because it was a bloodbath. But thank you for asking.
You have no idea how much that upsets me.
Right, because not only are you not paying me, but the Hard Rock is not paying me. I reached out to the Hard Rock to see if they wanted to sponsor me and pay for my hotel room here in exchange for plugs on the Matt Cox show. Radio silence. Radio's there. They're not.
That's how I feel about ghosts. Yeah, ghost energy drinks.
Yeah, they're not interested. So I feel like I'm going to take some mercy on you today.
Okay.
Because normally what we do, and we're going to still do it, is I'm going to do 12 crime stories, and your job is to guess the sentence that was received by the criminals after I tell the story. Right. That's what we normally do, right? And if you're within a 20% barrier, and your goal is to get greater than 50%. And we all know that you spent some time in prison, and I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, I did. You feel horrible.
As a former FBI agent, I feel terrible that someone like you had to spend time in prison. But also, should we disclose that you're playing hurt today?
Oh, that I am hurt today.
You're sick.
I'm sick.
You're sick.
Which everybody's upset with me for being here.
Yeah, no.
Sick,
So you're probably gonna put me in an early grave because I'm an older fella. Lots of comorbidities.
I don't even know what that means. We'll have to look that up. Well, aren't you the same age as me?
We're
Right?
on the same age. So I'm 56. I'm 55. The subject is a guy who's 68-year-old guy by the name of Jeffrey May.
prepares a fraudulent property deed. Now, a deed is a mechanism to transfer the ownership, the title of the property from one person to another, simply put. And so he forges signatures of the true owners of the home on it. He takes a fake notary stamp, notarizes it, basically the deed goes in general. Then he walks up to the Washington, D.C. recorder of deeds, which is a government office in pretty much every county and every city in the U.S. has that. That's how they keep track of who owns which plot of land. And what he does is he transfers that property from these true homeowners to a fake corporation that he set up. So far, so good? Yeah. Okay. I know this game. You're very familiar with this. This is for young kids. He applies for a large loan against the value of that home. And he gets $360,000. Nice. You know what he does with the money? Spends it on hookers and blow. Buys himself a BMW. So, okay, that's smart. That's not going to lead directly to it. He's a Beamer guy. Yeah. You really want a BMW? I want a BMW. Nice car. Yeah, nice car. I've never had a BMW. Kind of more of a Lexus guy. Thanks for asking. Maybe they'll sponsor me. Make up for that poker loss. So then he finds another property in D.C. Dilapidated house. Does it again. Forges the names of the two owners using a fake notary stamp, records the deed, etc. This time he goes out and gets a construction loan on the house, right? With the idea that he's going to fix it up. Lender.
These stickers came out way better than I expected. The Sticky brand delivers durable and vibrant stickers. Choose from their variety packs.
Good evening, I'm Allie Corey. And I'm Mark Wilson. So glad to have you with us here at 6. First up tonight, a 21-year-old man is facing a charge of first-degree murder after deputies say he killed his own mother in a violent rage. Happened in Eagle Lake last month, and as Fox 13's Carla Byron shows us tonight, a series of hit-and-run crashes revealed a gruesome crime scene.
Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd says Gibson Nash was involved in several hit-and-run crashes on US 27 on July 21st.
He's unconscious. He's got blood on his hands, and the paramedic thinks this is not a bloody kind of crash. Where did the blood come from?
Through the investigation, it was learned he stole the car from his mother, 56-year-old Margaret Dufour. When they responded to her home on Wilder Way in Eagle Lake, they found her dead in her office. A medical examiner determined she was strangled and beaten to death.
It's one of the most personally violent murders we've seen in a very long time.
Investigators say the blood found on Nash belonged to his mother, and he was charged with first-degree murder. He adds he had been arrested for domestic violence multiple times in Tennessee, including a time he charged at his mother with a knife. The sheriff says his family members told detectives he has a history of mental illness, including schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. Dufour had just moved to Florida to try and get her son help.
But I want you to see a nurse, a helper, a mother who never gave up on her son, and it cost her her life.
In Polk County, Carla Byron, Fox 13 News.
Now, Nash was in the hospital with liver failure after he overdosed on Tylenol, but he's expected to be released from the hospital later today, if not he hasn't already. But at that point, he's then going to go straight to the Polk County Jail, where he will be booked. He's also charged with 2 felony counts of leaving the scene of a crash involving injury.
Ain't nobody.
Try your luck on Hard Rock Bet. You can win cash on your phone like this.
Stevie Wonder won $187,000 from 15 different clients, stole $9 million. With a fake Alicia Keys concert, Shaun White convinces her, sell me your arrow key for $2,000. Are we doing this? Yeah. Ready, we're rolling. We doing this? Yeah. Hello, Matt Cox.
Oh gosh. Yes.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, no problem. You cut that out. I think I'll leave it in. I'll leave it in.
I just out the road, I'm wearing all black. I didn't even think about it. It's all black. So coolest all of
Last two times I came with a theme. One time I came with stories about airplanes. One time I came with stories about women. Just watch a little bit of everything. Any kind of theme, if yours does. Like it? It's just FBI agent. And the cool thing about being FBI agent is you get to travel to a variety of cases. Unlike Florida or any other state, when you're traveling on business there's not like a Hampton Inn downtown that you stay in. You're staying at like a resort. Right. And so it's kind of an amazing, it's the best business travel experience I've ever had because you're staying at a resort, the guy, you walk down to the pool to have dinner at the pool bar or whatever, and the couple had been saving up their whole lives to go on this vacation or their honeymoon, for example, and you're just there on a business trip. So it's always a pretty good deal for me. So there's a woman in Maui named Jadida Juarosa. What is that? What's that? Filipina. Okay.
Shocked you can say that. I'll never be able to say that.
I believe it's biblical.
Okay.
Which of course you would know. And she decided to start soliciting investments from friends of hers and people in her church. She said that she had an inside track to invest money with high guaranteed, risk-free yields. In that she was going to be investing in an oil well and a gold mine in Indonesia.
This sounds okay.
About a dozen of her friends and church members and all that all invest. She gets $800,000
From out of a dozen people, she gets $800,000.
Yeah.
Okay, these people are $50,000 to $100,000 investments.
Yeah, I mean, some more than others. I think there were a couple real big fish in there.
Okay.
But again, guaranteed rates of return. This woman's in their church. She would never lie to them.
Anybody who says guaranteed, it's already a scam.
It is risk-free money. I mean, it's going to blow up. Well, anyway, I think you're spoiling it a little bit because what actually happened is that she did not, in fact, invest the $800,000 in gold mine and oil wells in Indonesia. She paid down her own credit card debt, which was pretty substantial to her credit.
Right.
She went on a lot of shopping sprees, and she made a deposit on a plot of land in Maui that was not refundable. So she lost like I think $200,000 from that. I don't even know how that worked, but they had to come up with the rest of the money.
I got another black hoodie.
Non-refundable deposit, exactly. So what happens when these people do not get certain
Brown is much better right now.
They call the FBI.
They call the FBI Honolulu, and I get the case. So I was pretty new there at the time. It was my first time going to Maui. Pretty good deal, right? So how about a little plane?
Yeah, we ain't get nobody.
Check in on hotels. It's amazing. The taxpayers cover that for their place to stay.
Early morning.
And I can go in here.
You fool you around.
Get the financial records. Take a look at that. It all checks out. What happened to the money? She's just pissing it away on herself. It says it's time to go talk to Jed.
Right.
So I go to her house, knock on the door. Filipinos party tend to all have many people, extended family members. They all they live together, is what I'm saying. They have sizable houses because many of them are in trades, so build like extensions of the houses. There's many people living under the same house. Who are family members.
neighbors, type friends, aunties, stuff like that. And knock on the door. Is Jedidah home? No, she's not here right now, which kind of sucks, right? I hate it when they're not home because then you immediately have to make a decision.
Yeah.
Do I leave my business card? And the next thing you know, I'm getting a call from a criminal defense attorney, or do I slink away and just kind of come back later?
Right.
And this time I left a business card because this case is going to get made with or without Jedidah.
Right. She's done. She's done. Yeah. There's too much evidence that people deposit money and she's spending it on herself.
So I leave my business card. I drive over to Maui Mall to kind of kill some time, and then I get a call on my cell phone, and it's Jedidah. Can I help you, sir? Jedidah, I need to talk to you. Can you meet me somewhere? Can I come back over to the house? She goes, well, it's real crowded here. A lot of family living here. When do I meet you somewhere? There's a restaurant chain, very popular in Hawaii, called Zippy's. It's like a Denny's. It's like a Denny's if Denny's serves spam.
Okay.
And spam's a real delicacy.
It's a big thing.
Yeah, they eat it unironically. Yeah. And so we go to Zippy's. We get a table. I order something. Plate of fries. We're gonna share a plate of fries and ketchup. And I interrogate her right there at the booth.
This is just you? Is there somebody else with you?
I had to bring someone with me. I also had a new agent.
Okay.
No. There's two agents stationed in Maui. I had another agent with me, just kind of doing a ride along.
Yeah.
He knew nothing about the case. He's just there in case I keel over.
Yeah.
And,
Because I was wondering too. You're knocking on the door. There's always two agents.
Yeah. It was me and an agent named Steve who was stationed in Maui. And I said, you don't even need to know about the case. Just be there. And avenge me if she kills me. So we're eating. I asked her about the investment. She's kind of going on and on about this went wrong and that went wrong. And I said, stop, listen. And I go, you took the money and you spent it on yourself. And I go, maybe you thought that something would come through, but you told these people you were going to be investing their money in gold and an oil well. And when you get their money, you do something different with the money. You pay down your credit card debt. And she's like, yeah, but I had other ways. I was going to maybe pay them back later. And they just got impatient and just a lot of excuses. And I said,
it's their fault.
It's always their fault. And I said, I get it. I go, there's no way on God's green earth you went into this with the intent to steal their money. But after you realized you had the money, then maybe you took a look at your life and took a look at the tremendous financial hardship that you've been facing lately. And you thought, this is my way out, and maybe I'll be able to make some money to pay them back. And is that fair to say? Yeah. And I go, and then when it came time to take more money from other people, that was probably, then it kind of got away from itself, right? Because she wasn't even paying them returns. This wasn't even a Ponzi scheme.
Right.
And so,
it's just theft.
Right. So we take, I'm taking notes. I go, let's write this out. And so we kind of write out her version of the story in first person, turn it over. We review the statement together. And she's like, I don't really like the way you said that, so I'm happy to cross it out and write up her version of it on top. And I have her initial at the top and the bottom of the page, and the initial of the cross outs we do. And I have her sign the bottom, and we'll eat the fries together at Zippy's. And then she signed the confession. I thanked her very much. She said, "What happens next? It's not up to me. I got to take this case to my supervisors. Got to take this case to the prosecutor, and then we'll figure out where we go from here." And then I shook her hand. I took her photo. I said, "Let's get in case you disappear."
Right.
And I go, so I pull out my phone and I go, no one ever smiles when I do this. And I go, but you're allowed to smile. Yeah, good. You're a beautiful woman. And so she gives me this big smile at the counter and take a photo of her. Thank her so much. We get in our respective cars and leave. A month later, came back, arrested her, brought her back down. We had enough solar power off that Jackery 5000. We use it to run all of the things that we want to run all day. The big unit. The things that we want to run all. A month later, came back, arrested her, brought her back to Honolulu.
Oh my God! What does the FBI agent with you say? They see you walk off and say, "Wow, you just got her to sign the confession."
Yeah. I mean, I got that a lot from my colleagues. Right. I was really good at getting the confession throughout the course of my career. Because I went to FBI interrogation schools, went to CIA interrogation schools. I taught interrogation. I teach interrogation now to regulators and internal auditors, stuff like that. And so the agents often, who I don't know really well, who are riding along with me, are like, "You're really smooth at getting that in." But it's all about building them. trying to see the world through their eyes. Empathy is the thing, right? And so,
If you could fake that.
empathy is real. Sympathy needs to be faked. Empathy does not. Empathy is my ability to see the world through your eyes. Sympathy is me feeling sorry for you. I don't feel sorry for her, but can I see the world through her eyes? Can I imagine the rationalizations that she tells herself that allows How much time are you going to give Jedidah after she pleads guilty to that?
I already know the answer to this. She has no criminal history.
No criminal history.
Okay.
She's like, at this point, like a home healthcare nurse.
I mean, she changed churches. No. Let me think. How much?
800,000.
Wonder what she was thinking.
Dozen victims.
Wonder what she was thinking. Like, hey, there's a lot of churches around here. If I can get all of them for 800,000. But she's not been trying to maintain the Ponzi the scam.
The ultimate acceptance of responsibility for this drug. Right. Like, so no resistance. Kate literally did not have to meet with me at all. Decided to come to Zippy's with me and sit down and share a plate of fries. How much time do you give Jedidah for this?
I want to say below 2 years.
Final answer.
Yeah.
2 years.
2 years?
All right, 1 for 1. I'm keeping track today. 1 for 1.
You get the Mad Cox scorecard.
Okay, well, I said below, but that's my 2 years or below. Let's go with that. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm good. I'm happy with that. That seems it's beyond that. There's a bunch of people who say she deserves more time, and but I don't know.
Yeah, she had no. I mean, she was also ordered to pay restitution to her victims. I promise you, not a penny of that was paid.
Yeah, well, and now she's a felon, and everybody knows what she did. Mm-hmm. It's a small community.
Real small.
Yeah, I think and she's on probably paper for 2 years, 3 years, something like that.
Usually,
Yeah, I think that nobody's ever trusting her again with their money. I don't know.
Yeah, probably not going to be a frequent flyer.
Yeah, I'm curious to know. I am curious to know if she, and we can move on after this. I'm curious to know, was there really an investment or she just come up with it? It was just straight fucking crash?
I think there might have been some opportunity presented to her. She heard somebody. It was nothing that was ever going to be realized.
I just can't believe it.
I also think, though, that this land in Maui, she had some intention to do something with it. Right. But it was the last 200 grand, not the first 200 grand that she was able to put down.
Right.
And so, and then she lost that money, just pissed it away, really, because it was non-refundable.
Yeah, 2 years. 2 years.
Yeah. You a fan of Stevie Wonder?
I've listened to his music. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you and I, the same age. We grew up with Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, I definitely listened to his music.
You ever seen him live?
No.
I mean, but I've seen
videos.
Yeah, sure. I was really excited. Right? Yeah, no, continue. This is your show.
Yeah.
I was super excited to see Stevie Wonder live.
Okay.
When it was announced that he was coming to Hawaii. And Hawaii doesn't get a lot of good concerts.
Okay.
Because it's so goddamn far from the areas. You don't get, imagine the infrastructure that would go on into, bringing in, a Coldplay or something like that. All the instruments, all the equipment, all that to play in a stadium.
On an 18-wheeler driving in here.
People do go there, but it's usually on their way to or from a Japanese tour.
Okay.
Right? So we were all super excited when it was announced that Stevie Wonder was going to be coming to Honolulu to play a benefit show for the University of Hawaii Athletic Department.
Okay.
Right? It was amazing. It was announced on TV. Everybody was
off.
Everybody.
Is he a big fan of? I don't see Stevie Wonder being a fan of athletics. I mean, he can't watch them. He can't participate in them.
I mean, the University of Hawaii Athletic Department's got a problem on their hands, right? Because they have this terrible football team, and yet they have this tremendous expense. Again, Hawaii is probably the most remote, occupied place on planet Earth. And their away games cost them a fortune, right? You got to fly the entire football team to California or Nevada or where they happen to be playing. And so they're constantly strapped for money in their athletic department. It's not a moneymaker for them. And the team's also terrible, despite having the most significant home field advantage in college sports, right? Because everyone else is flying around the world to go play against the University of Hawaii at the home games. You'd think the team would be able to somehow leverage that, but they're always terrible. So the fact that Stevie Wonder himself was going to be injecting himself into the University of Hawaii Athletic Department to play a concert
says, "Hey, do you know they got a show in Hawaii?" He goes, "No, no one's booked a show in Hawaii. They would have the contract and all that." She's like, "I don't know anything either. Stevie Wonder doesn't know anything about it." And so the manager, I'm sorry, the agent contacts the University of Hawaii, like general counsel's office, says, "We don't know anything about this." Right. And the University of Hawaii is like, "We paid a $200,000 down payment to bring Stevie Wonder in."
What's up, Chief?
And
My
he's like,
bad,
"What'd you
dude.
pay
I
that
ain't
to?"
even looking down. I'm riding the
And so eventually they call the FBI, and this case lands on my desk. Okay. And it's up to me to figure out how this occurred.
Where was the money wired? Follow the money.
Thank you.
Getting ready for work? Hell yeah, dude.
So it
And
started
I'm
with
just out bullshitting
the
around.
money was wired to a guy named Sean.
Okay.
Oh
Who
shit,
lived
he
in
was
Miami.
actually there on time this morning.
But he was
dude.
from England, like a British guy living in Miami.
Not me.
And then from Sean's bank account, I see that like Sean kept like $80,000 on it, bought his girlfriend a Mercedes with the money, and sent $120,000 to a guy named Mark in North Carolina, who is more of a club promoter than a concert promoter. And so there's some other.
My bad. There ain't been nobody in here for like fucking how long have I been up? An hour and a half. Hour and 20 minutes. And so it was in my hoodie, which is right next to the speaker. I didn't think about that. What you got going on this morning, Chief? Now that you can hear me, I was bullshitting about the guy being on time to the store this morning. He's never here on time. Well, he's only 10 minutes late this morning. Yeah, 9 minutes. He was 9 minutes late this morning because he was opening the door. Yeah, I seen, dude, Fabian was over here when y'all was at my house when y'all went live. Hell yeah, dude, you got radio and you can smoke. That's fucking sweet, dude. Yeah, that's what's up, dude. Fucking going to, whatchamacallit? Well, it's the morning now. Where are you going? Oh, fuck. Oh, my bad, Chief. It's early, dude. I'm stoned. I've been dabbing for like a fucking hour and 20 minutes. By myself in here. Oh, you're planting the ladies this morning or today? When you get home? You putting a new batch in? Well, that's right. You was on, you were on, what do you call it, vacation. So you had to wait till you come back to put in the new one. Yeah, you been cropping pretty regular, dude. You seem to like the growing thing more than. I remember you got the dab press and you were like, fuck that dab press. And got the tent, but you stuck with the tent, which is good. Pretty good thing, pretty good thing. Hippie grape and space cast. Yeah, dude, one of these times when you crop, I need to get Reggie and try to grab me with something for you just so I can say I tried cheap shit, you know? Cause you know I'm down for like whatever, but I know you like to smoke your shit and all. And you got your own shit to do with it if you want. So, but if, you know what I mean, I'm just saying if you were to want to do like quarter pound or something, but if you just want to like something a quarter stack, dude, you know what I mean, like fucking $7 grand, I'd be cool with that too. Oh shit, man. Yeah. I've noticed, dude, you stuck with the, well, they do the Bitcoin thing now, but from what I understand, I think it costs more to buy crypto. Like, on here, I'm new to the whole crypto fucking thing, you know what I mean? I've been having to fucking deal with it, figured out, for a little while, man. But the cheapest, easiest way is I got like a wallet and shit I use it, like hold it on. And it says you can buy it on there, but I guess I'm not smart enough to figure out how to, oh, cocksucker. Yeah. I bet I could fix that. I know I could fix that. Yeah, that's what I mean on the new one, the next one. Look what I did, dude. This thing pulled out and broke off. But I mean, I could just go grab a little fucking bit of cheap solder from the store real quick and fix it. Just hit, because, you know what I mean, that little bit of soldering I could do with fucking anything. A lighter and, you know what I mean, I can just take my torch and heat up like a coat hanger and solder that. Yeah, I'm cheap, dude. I'm trying to be cheap this morning. I'm a little broke right now. On the broke side of things. So, damn, I walked out and didn't bring my jacket. Or my book bag, I mean, which means I ain't got no weed with me. Which means I can't roll up like I wanted to. Son of a bitch. Don't tell me. I don't have my fucking wallet. Oh, I got my wallet in my hand and looking for it. I'm such a douchebag sometimes. Alright, dude, let's see here. Alright, dude, well, holla at you. Thanks for stopping through before you go to work, dude. We'll holler at you, Chief. Oh shit, dude. Whew, I just scared my goddamn self. I stuck the scooter up in this fucking little corner, and I just walked down. I usually put it over there, but I had hit it in the corner. I walked down there, got that. Oh, God damn it, the hobo got me already. I was about to be upset, dude. Walking home. That would have sucked. Well, fuck, I gotta go get weed or, you know what I mean? Like, damn it. I don't know, just go cruising around. Guess we ain't doing that. Is there still anybody in here? Or is the thing just stuck? I wonder. Or is the thing just stuck? Okay, so it goes to 5 blocks. Yeah, finally. Took Chief off. Anybody here? I'm gonna turn the radio back on. YouTube or whatever.
There's some other stuff going on. Bottom line is we're trying to understand what happened. It took me a while to follow the money. I mean, I'm telling the story in 2 minutes, but I'm subpoenaing bank records and things like that. This is evolving over time. And
Do these guys know this is happening?
what's happening is that the president of the University of Hawaii calls Sean and says, "What's going on here? My athletic department just wired $200,000 in taxpayer funds, right? Because it's a state school. Up to you. Who is your contact with Stevie Wonder? Because there seems to be some confusion about whether Stevie Wonder's aware of this show or not." And he's like, "Well, I can't really tell you my contact with Stevie Wonder. I have back channels to him." And so he's kind of playing games, talking about how that information's privy to me, but I can't share that with you. That's how I make money, is because I'm connected to people in the entertainment industry. But as far as we're concerned, this show is happening, and your next installment payment's going to be coming in its own. They're like, "Well, all right." The president of the university had contacted me ahead of time, and so we recorded that call, right, where the Sean fellow is kind of doing the song and dance, like, "Oh yeah, no, that money's good. This show's going to happen." And so, bottom line is we end up arresting Sean and Mark and seizing the vehicle. Sean bought his girlfriend, took it from his girlfriend, and she broke up with him subsequently. And these guys had no contact whatsoever with Stevie Wonder. It's still to this day unclear to me exactly what the end game was. There's going to be a stadium full of people stomping their feet saying, "Stevie, Stevie," and he doesn't come out. But they just took the money and pissed it away. I mean, Mark Hubbard, for the 120 that he got, he just used it to pay down bills that he had. So wait, when it gets an epilogue. So these guys are both pointing the finger at each other. Sean is saying it's Mark's fault. Mark said he could book Stevie Wonder. Mark is saying, "Hey, this is your show, Playboy. I got nothing to do with this." And so these two have now turned against each other. Sean comes in and agrees to cooperate against Mark. Sean pleads guilty to his part of this thing and agrees to cooperate against Mark, who got most of the money, even though Sean was the one who initially received the money and lied to the university president. We're still only talking $200,000 here.
Yeah.
And so then it comes out that Mark had done this in the past with a fake Alicia Keys concert, which didn't help. And while this seems like a relatively
Prosecuted on that one?
No.
Oh, wow. So
I think there's a civil suit. He owed people money.
That was the problem.
See, they were taking investors on that one. But this one, the actual university was the investor who put a down payment on it. So I believe that was the difference between the two cases. And so Sean cooperates against Mark. And, I guess the other thing I want to point out, even though this is a relatively short story to tell, and this caused so much problems at the University of Hawaii. The president of the university ended up having to resign in disgrace. I believe the athletic director was put on administrative leave. They called it the Stevie Wonder blunder. It was in the news every single night because there's no crime in Hawaii. Right. And anything to do with a celebrity in Hawaii is big news, and anything to do with the university is big news because there's the only game in town. And so it was embarrassing to the university that they screwed this thing up and actually never did any due diligence to find out if Stevie Wonder's really in the link. Like you or I just cold calling the university. So Sean cooperates against Mark. Mark ends up pleading guilty as a result of that. How much time? Yeah. So Sean got $80,000 of the money.
Right.
Mark got $120,000 of the money.
Right. Mark did not.
Mark was waiting to the morning of jury selection before he pled guilty.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
I'm gonna say Sean gets, I'd say less than 90 days or less. I would say that Mark gets less than 2 years. 2 years or less.
Okay.
Is that?
Well, you're good on Sean. Sean cooperates against Mark. He gets 2 months in prison, and then deportation back to England, where he's from.
Okay.
Because he's not a U.S. citizen.
Right.
Mark, the judge really threw the book at him.
I think because the damage that he caused in this thing far outweighed the 180,000 or whatever, 120,000 bucks that he got. He got 5 years in prison.
Whoa.
And I think the judge looked at the Alicia Keys concert that never happened and counted that against Mark. What do they call it? Something 404B, like other bad acts.
Yeah.
Relevant conduct.
Relevant conduct. That's what. Relevant conduct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's harsh, but he was whatever unrepentant, probably plenty repentant while he's being sentenced. Like he waited till the day of jury. Like he's trying.
Well, the other thing he did that really pissed off the judge is he pleads guilty, and then like right before sentencing, he tries to withdraw his guilty plea.
He's playing games.
That was the perception of the judge. I remember that now because we were gearing up for potentially another trial if the judge granted that, but the judge did not allow him to withdraw his guilty plea.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'd say probably would have said 3 years. Yeah, 5 years seems excessive, but no big deal.
And I never got to see Stevie Wonder in concert.
No.
But then again, he never got to see me. So.
Oh, that's so wrong.
Offsetting penalties.
Okay.
You ever been under surveillance?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it, you feel like you're pretty good at keeping your eye out for surveillance and people following you even to this day? Did it last and create an impact on you?
Dead, dude. I never stay up this long.
Because I didn't notice. It was actually one of my brokers actually saw
Nobody
realized they're like
two people.
Like came in one day and said, so
One of my chief. One of my
there's a
associates.
cop. He's like, there's somebody across the street in a car watching us. He was there yesterday. He's there today. He's been there for several hours. And we were right, this office I had was right across the street from the post office.
Okay.
He's sitting, so there's this huge post office parking lot,
right?
Then the post office. So here's the main street, right? He's not parked, like you got this huge parking lot. He's parked right here, right next to the street. Like you could, if you're going to the post office, you would park close to it. It's completely empty. There's not a lot of action in the post office.
Yeah.
And he's watching, he's watching. And so I was like, nah. But I mean, hours go by and hours go by. And you could see him like, what are you doing? Spending hours in your car. And he wasn't that far away. And if you notice, like you wouldn't notice him unless you were looking.
Right.
And so one of my brokers went over there to talk to him to say, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
And as he approached him, as he's walking, the guy's got the window down. And as he's walking over towards him, he's looking at him and he says, he's like, hey, bro, he's like, are you watching us across the street? Why are you approaching me? Don't approach me.
Oof.
And he said, what? He goes, do not approach me.
The guy's poorly trained.
Oh, and he said, so this is
police officer or
he says, no, this is police. This is the local police. This is, and he said, do not approach me. Get in your vehicle. Go away. And that's what my broker told me. He said, right. I later found out my broker, they had a conversation, a brief conversation, and as far as what ended up coming from that conversation was he gave him his business card because I didn't, he came back and said, yeah, he told me not to approach him. He said, I can't talk to you.
So he was lying.
I think my broker was lying.
Yeah.
Because later, one of my other brokers told me, the guy's name is Dominic, by the way, that had approached him. He was like, Dominic, I got that guy's business card, right? I'm like, what? Because he talked to him. Because we're all watching.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he did? He's like, yeah, he got his business card for something. So I'm assuming that Dominic basically went up to him and said, hey, bro, like if you're watching the thing, give me your business card. I'll call you later. Something like that. Yeah. Dominic has been in this situation before. He ran a used car lot where the owner was being investigated. They had approached Dominic. This is a state thing. The FDLE had approached him, and the owner of the company was not paying some kind of tax related to cars. So he was faking the stamp or something that you get to save money on every transaction. Something was happening, but they had approached him because he's just a manager there.
Right.
Like, hey, this is what's happening.
So he knows the drill about cooperating.
So he knew to cooperate.
Yeah.
So he cooperated
Oh,
immediately.
I should have known.
With precise 3D camera and motion control, you can easily direct your story in 3D. Then let AI bring your vision to life. Word on Jack. I swear to God, I did not look at the paper. Colby.
Comments are going to be
I
fun.
swear.
Yeah. Hello, Matt Cox.
Hello, Tom Simon.
It is so good to be here again.
I love that you're here.
I'm just thrilled to be here. Let's jump right into it, man. We don't need any foreplay. Let's just jump right into it. Let's do this drive.
I almost said I'm full of Five Guys, but
It wouldn't be the first time you've been full of Five Guys.
I thought I'd get a response like that. So
that's so funny. Well, thank you for paying for lunch. Well, thanks, Colby from Colby Incorporated, for paying for lunch. So here's what we're going to do today. I got 12 stories, crime stories, one of which I investigated. The rest were investigated by other FBI types. And what we're going to do is I'm going to tell you the whole story from beginning to end, as much as I know about it, all the way through the prosecution. And then when we get to the sentencing, that's where I'm going to pause and let you fill in how long you think these guys got in prison from the judge. What was their federal sentence? And if you are within a 1 year or 25% variance of the actual sentence, you get a point. Your goal is to earn over half the available points during this game. Got it?
sounds good.
Okay, cool. And again, for those of you who don't know me, my name's Tom Simon. I'm a retired FBI special agent currently working as a licensed private investigator in Florida. And if you were to go into the Matt Cox Inside True Crime YouTube page and click on playlists, go to the top playlist is Tom Simon. You'll see every historical episode I've done with you, most of which are playing this very same game.
How many have we done? How many are there?
I think we're up to 21, 22 at this point. But let's get into it. Normally, my first story involves an FBI investigation I conducted. This is my first time I've ever brought in a case from my private investigative practice about a case I investigated.
Nice.
That culminated in a criminal sentencing. So I retired from the FBI in 2021 and became a private investigator specializing in financial crimes and scams and frauds. That's what I did mostly when I was with the FBI, and that's what I do now as a PI. I received a call from a very nice family telling me that they had lost a fortune investing with a guy. His name is Tyler Bassetti. And his company in Columbus, Ohio was called Boss Lifestyle, right? And he was a social media star, right? It's Boss Lifestyle this, Boss Lifestyle that. And he's just living the best life online and giving people a sense of comfort that if I were to invest with him, then I could live the boss lifestyle also.
It sounds like something I want to live.
Perfectly plausible,
Yeah.
right? I mean, how else could you do it?
I want to be a boss.
Right. So, again, we're talking private jets, designer suits. It was an intoxicating promise about what life could be, Matt Cox, if you were willing to take the plunge and join the boss lifestyle. So he's offering these high yield, low risk investments. Isn't that amazing? Because often if you're doing a high yield investment, it's super risky.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you want a low risk investment, it doesn't, you may be able to get, it just doesn't pay that much.
Yeah.
Right. But he had combined the two together like a fusion.
Best of both worlds.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why that didn't occur to anyone else.
Almost feels not possible.
Right. He's promising 30% annual returns. And he says he's going to do it by buying just 30% annual, right? S&P 500 on a good year is maybe 15% on a great year. He is going to be investing money in distressed real estate in Columbus, Ohio, fixing the property up, Matt Cox, and then flipping it for a profit. And you could underwrite this and fund it by investing in the boss lifestyle, right? Now, I don't know if you're sitting down, but this whole thing was a scam. This whole thing was just a scam. He used the investor money to prop up his lifestyle and to invest in crappy speculative cryptocurrency. He also bought a $150,000 Mercedes. Do you know that a car could cost that much?
Right, passing through at the right button.
And a luxury condo. But most
Appreciate
importantly
it.
to me, because again, I'm working for my clients, I'm not working for the government at this point. My clients lost their family nest egg, kind of the money they had put together as a family over years of marriage, because they trusted this guy. And they hired me to see if I can get their money back. And failing that, see if some justice could come about to Tyler Bassetti, the boss lifestyle guy.
So I conducted a financial crime investigation, following the money, talking to, and eventually some people had been complaining about him on Facebook. I found those people, interviewed them, kind of got their statements about the stories that were told to them, the promise of high yield, low risk investments, when they sent their money and all that. And we began putting together a sizable group of people who have been ripped off. But again, my only clients were my victims. The only victims that I really cared about were my clients. But what I'm doing is I'm putting together an FBI referral report, and that I'm not sending to the FBI, but I'm putting it together. And then I reach out for Tyler Bassetti. I send him an email introducing myself. My name's Tom Simon. I'm a retired FBI agent working as a licensed private investigator. I'm working for Mr. and Mrs. Jones. They've engaged me. They invested X dollars in your program. I've conducted an investigation. I think what you're running is a fraud, I'll tell you. And my clients want their money back. They just want their money back. And attached to this email, you'll find a report that I've done in my investigation. I haven't given it to the FBI yet. My clients may elect to do that. Who knows? It's up to them. But really, they just want their money back, and then we can all kind of walk away.
Right.
Okay. So Tyler gets this.
Okay, guys.
No, ask your question.
No, I was gonna say, so you didn't just show up, and because that's usually what scares the hell. Like getting an email. Well, that's probably a pretty good email, though.
Yeah, I mean, I could have flown to Columbus, Ohio, and knocked on his door. I've done that for clients. This client thought that maybe the best thing would be to just send an email, like a demand letter, basically, and with the attachment of the undelivered FBI referral report as sort of as a promise of what could happen. And so instead of negotiating, instead of coming up with a payment plan, instead of explaining to me that this was not an investment scam and I've gotten it all wrong, which happens sometimes, he went out and hired a lawyer to write me a letter, chastising me for sending him my letter and saying that I'm trying to extort his client and this is a crime that I'm committing. And so he's paying a lawyer a good bit of money to threaten me, not understanding that my clients have the right as citizens who've been ripped off in a fraud to contact the FBI if they choose, but they certainly have the right to ask for their money back. And there's no obligation that they report this to the FBI. But
I'm shocked that a lawyer wouldn't have looked at him and said, "What are you talking about? This guy's perfectly within his right. Like, what are you doing? Like, I'll write a letter." But
right. Well, I mean, legally, I'm not allowed to hold a gun to his head and say the FBI. I mean, I'm not even promising that the FBI is going to open an investigation. I'm just going to say that we're going to pursue all legal remedies in this situation. Just pay my back. Like if a guy steals your purse and you're not your purse, but a purse, and is running down the street with it, you say, "Hey man, stop! Give me my purse back, or I'm calling the cops."
Right.
Are you extorting him?
Right.
That's crazy. And so I think I was being magnanimous by giving Tyler Bassetti, the boss lifestyle guy, an opportunity to make this right. His lawyer saw it differently. Yeah. And I understand. And I was going to write a nasty letter back to the lawyer, but I thought, what's the upside? This is the answer we needed. So I put it together and I bring it to my former colleagues at the FBI. While I'm doing that, I'm getting calls from some of the other victims. Tyler had reached out to the other victims who had not hired me, that were included in my FBI referral report. And these other crime victims were pissed at me because they're like, if you go to the FBI, we're never going to get paid back. And they're like,
is that what he's telling you?
That's what the victims are telling me, but Tyler was clearly telling them.
Yeah, that's what he's telling them.
Because again, some of the victims Tyler is cool with, and he's stalling them for time. He's lulling them into not taking the action that my clients did. And so the other victims are contacting me saying, "How dare you put this in the report? You're going to queer my ability to get my money back." And I was like, "Dude, you're not getting your money back. Right. This guy's a con artist."
Right.
And so they were super pissed at me, and they're like, "Well, have you sent this to the FBI already?" Well, yeah, I just had a meeting with the agents at the FBI. They have the case, and I go, "And my recommendation to you, I'm not going to charge you anything. This is cooperate fully. That is your chance of getting money back. Is if there's seizures or forfeitures or restitution down the road." And so they were angry at me, but I've experienced that throughout my career, Matt Cox, where crime victims don't want to be crime victims because they don't want to be called crime victims or even on the list of crime victims in the FBI investigation because they fear that the FBI investigation is going to stop this con man from paying them back.
Yeah.
It has happened to me maybe 100 times in investigations where people don't want to deal with me, don't want to talk to me. And I spend a disordinate amount of calories burned pointing at people saying, no, you got to get your shit together. You are a crime victim, just like if this guy stole your wallet. The fact that he's still in touch with you and being nice to you and promising you that he's going to get some money together, that is lulling to lie to you so you don't contact the FBI. That horse has left the barn. You cannot unring this bell. The FBI is on this case right now.
Right.
Anyway, so dozen investors lost $11 million.
Wow.
To the to Tyler scam. Again, so we're talking like sizable nest eggs. And guess what? He pled guilty to fraud. Shocking.
Yeah.
Right? So the FBI, bottom line is once I deliver it to the FBI, it's their investigation. It's no longer my investigation. But they love getting cases from me because they're put together pretty thoroughly by the time they get it from me. And those cases tend to rise to the top of the heap. How much time did Tyler Bossetti, the boss lifestyle guy, get in prison for his $11 million scam with more than a dozen victims?
9 years.
9 years in prison. Final answer?
Yeah.
The correct answer is 72 months, 6 years. I don't think you're there.
No.
One must-have for brand owners. The Sticky Brand gives you an affordable and effective way to promote your brand and artwork. Building a brand is difficult. The Sticky Brand makes it easy to share your small business with the world. Use stickers in your business by adding them to shopping bags and packaging. Because they're small and portable, stickers are easy to include with your online orders. Want an easy way to get more eyes on your company? Put stickers on your laptop or car window. Check out the Sticky Brand for yourself at the
72 months, 6 years. I don't think you're there.
No. Colbius.
You put the calculator away.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Matt Cox. What do you want done to your body when you die?
I'd like to have sex with my wife one last time.
I mean after death. Like, are you a cremation guy? You want to be buried? You want to be shot into space? You want to be smoked by your crackhead friends? What do you want to happen to your remains after you die? Not like I want to go to heaven and be with my grandma. I mean, I'm talking about the physical body itself.
I'm thinking Norwegian burial, a Viking burial.
At sea?
At sea. Set me up, to build we'll have Johnny Buck make a big Viking ship, just a small Viking ship. Put me on it, light it.
Well, Jess
you light it
drives
on
an
fire.
airboat. She can make this happen on.
Yeah, but the boat has to burn too. I can't have her on the boat.
I thought you just want to be thrown into the water. You want the boat buried.
Yeah.
You want the boat burned.
And then I want to have Colby go to the funeral and tell everyone that I passed away from HIV, so that nobody will ever date Jess. No, I'm joking. I heard that the other day.
Sounds like a very healthy relationship.
Or just have I like the one where they say there's some woman you can pay her like $2,000 and she'll show up at your funeral in a black. She's gorgeous, gorgeous woman in a black dress, just to kind of quietly cry
mysterious
in the background, and then everybody thinks like, what this guy was.
Yeah, he had a very mysterious life. That's really funny. Never thought about donating your body to science?
No, nobody wants this.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh, really? You would?
Yeah.
Did you hear about the guy that donated his mother's body and then found out the Marines had used her for shooting practice or something? I was just like,
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
I'm for my mom.
I was gonna say, you're not close with your mother.
I don't. If some med student could learn something from my body and that goes towards saving other lives, I think it's fantastic.
I think that's wonderful.
All right. So this story is a twofer. So we're gonna have two defendants that you need to guess. So you have an opportunity to rack up some real good points here. Once they're done with the corpses, though, the school is supposed to send the remains to a mortuary for cremation. That's kind of the deal.
Right.
There's also the body farm. You heard about the body farm?
Yeah, where they let them rot just to study them. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, and I've had lots of my colleagues at the FBI go to the body farm for classes and kind of dig up a dead body and kind of learn about decomposition.
And for me, they could have a special white caged area. They'd be like, this is what happens when a white collar person dies in a suit in the woods.
All right. So our characters. Candace Scott. She worked for the mortuary that had the contract with the University of Arkansas to cremate the teaching cadavers. Okay. So it's Candace.
But instead of cremating the bodies that came in the door to Candace's mortuary, she resold those dead bodies to a creep in Pennsylvania. Okay. His name is Jeremy Pauley, and our producer has his actual photo. So she meets him in a Facebook group. That's how they met. That's how they connected. There is a subculture of people, of collectors who are collectors of oddities. Ever heard that term as a collecting thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are oddities? Do you know? Can you explain that to your audience?
I mean, I was just thinking of very, very rare or odd things that not a normal collection. They're not baseball cards. They're not, it's like wanting a tea set with the Nazi symbol on. You ever see?
Yeah, a little more odd. Like this oddities group were people buying and selling fetuses, brains, hearts, lungs, genitalia, large pieces of skin, and other body parts. He sends her $11,000 in multiple transactions on PayPal or I don't know how many bodies. I'm not entirely clear about that. Let's see. It was a lot.
So I don't understand. He's getting the leftovers that are supposed to go to the?
No, he's getting the actual dead bodies.
How do you explain where the dead body went?
Oh, because she is the crematorium. She runs the crematorium, so she's just like.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Okay,
it's not like the ashes are going to go back to the family. I was thinking
she was like a bookkeeper.
No. She runs the mortuary. She has the. I'm sorry if I didn't explain that with the University of Arkansas Medical School to burn up these bodies.
Okay.
And I don't think at that point, it's not like you're like trying to give the ashes to somebody, but if you needed to do that, I guess you could. Okay, so we have this Jeremy Pauley guy who pays her $11,000 for some amount of one or more dead bodies that she was supposed to burn up.
Right.
And he's an oddities collector. Interstate transportation of stolen body parts is a federal crime, Matt Cox.
Crazy.
Yeah. And Candace was arrested by the FBI, along with 3 other women in different states, including one from Harvard. But we're going to focus on Candace for this story, who were selling the remains to weirdo Jeremy. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Jeremy eventually is first charged on state corpse desecration charges, and then he's been looped into a broader federal case and has pled guilty. He claims to be a blood artist and collector of oddities, which may be the case. I collect old paperback books. This hobby's a little different. So we have Candace, who was entrusted to burn up these bodies, but instead she's selling them to Jeremy, the blood artist. Both plead guilty. I'd like to know from you what their sentences were.
It's funny, all the questions I have, none of them I think are real. How many bodies?
Well, okay, so
really know?
We don't know if Candace did more than one or more. My impression is that it was several. But Jeremy's doing this a lot with 3 other women in different states.
And so we're worried about her right now.
Well, I'm asking you for both.
Okay.
But okay, let's start with who gets a higher sentence, Candace or Jeremy?
I mean, I think Jeremy, right? He's the ringleader.
He's the purchaser.
Yeah.
Right? But she's the one in a position of trust. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm saying that I want you to consider the abuse of trust involved in Candace's crime versus just being a collector of oddities from Jeremy's perspective.
So I think that basically, I'm going to say 3 years for both of them.
Okay.
3 years and 3 years, right? Like, that might even be stiff. But
is there a dollar amount?
$11,000 is what they can prove that Jeremy sent to Candace via PayPal. But it may have been 5 transactions of $2,000 each, and one of or something like that. So
I'm gonna say 30 months. 30 months.
30 months for both of them.
Yeah, each one of them got 30 months.
2.5 years. Yeah. Candace got 15 years.
Holy Jesus!
She was entrusted to make sure these bodies were not desecrated and were burned up. Jeremy was just engaging in illegal interstate commerce by purchasing these things from people who were violating the trust, got 6 years.
I mean, I get it, but I'm thinking we don't know how many victims. I mean, they're victims, but they're deceased. But it's like, to me, that there's no victim count, really. And then I get it, the position of trust. Okay, but without, what is that connected to?
Okay, here's the larger argument, is that this type of activity might have a chilling effect on people like me who are willing to donate their bodies to science. The most kind, if we think that we're going to end up in some, some blood artists making a macrame out of my skin.
I think you can. There's probably an argument for both. You can.
Yeah. A couple months ago, we did a live broadcast where you discussed how transparent you are with your history and with everything else, and how it gives you kind of a sense of peace that there's really nobody who could say anything about you. It makes you Teflon. Remember that conversation?
Yes.
It almost seems like it happened last night, but to the people watching, it was a couple months ago. I don't want to know what they are, but are there secrets about you that anyone could blackmail you about successfully?
No. I mean, it's nothing that,
Yeah, like your dirty laundry's out there.
Yeah, actually, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I can't imagine anything.
Right.
No.
I think back to the days of the FBI before 1997 or so, when it was illegal to be a gay FBI agent. The idea is that you could not be gay and be an FBI agent, and the theory behind that for the first 100 years of the FBI was that you would be opening yourself up to blackmail if you had a secret that large and a foreign government found out about someone being gay.
They could compromise you.
Yeah, like we're going to tell your family, and so we want you to steal secrets, type of thing. But I think when FBI Director Louis Freeh got rid of that rule, he did it quite wisely, believing that even straight people could have secrets.
Yeah.
Right? That there's nothing unique about the secret of being gay. But so I want to talk about a case involving a guy who had secrets.
Okay.
Okay. His name was David. He was a senior citizen living in the town of Healdton, Oklahoma. Healdton, Oklahoma. Healdton, Oklahoma. He had worked his whole life. And through savings and good investing, David was able to amass $1 million in his retirement savings account to take him through his golden years. Right? He just did it right. Working hard, saving. One day, David receives a message on Facebook of a stranger claiming that the stranger had derogatory information about David's family that would humiliate David if the public knew about it in his small town. Again, small town, everyone knows each other. Your reputation is everything, Matt Cox. And even though the stranger was very short on specifics, David was worried.
What did David do? I mean,
David must have had something going on or knows something about his family that he did not want getting out in his town. And he's scared to death. Okay. And the stranger's, maybe the stranger's telling the truth. Maybe the stranger's bluffing. But the stranger's like, I have derogatory information that will ruin your family, David.
When you send out enough of those letters, you're going to get some people. You don't have to know anything.
The stranger asked David to hide $10,000 cash in a remote spot in the town, like a hollowed out stump, I imagine.
Right.
So the embarrassing information would be kept secret. David hid the money as directed. He's scared, got a secret, hoping this would put this issue to rest. But the stranger came back demanding more and more and more, which is why you should never pay the ransom if you're being extorted or sextorted. Over 19 months until the extortion bled David dry of his entire $1 million retirement savings.
My God.
All taken out in increments in cash and hidden in a hollow stump in the town of Healdton, Oklahoma.
Do we know what the secret is?
I don't, do you?
No, I don't.
When David finally shares this information with his family about why he's now broke, they contacted the FBI and demanded an investigation. What does the FBI do? They begin, first of all, subpoenaing Facebook records. And let's find out who is on the other end of these things. And because it has to be someone local, right? This is not a Nigerian or Indian or Ukrainian scammer thing. It's somebody who has access to a hollow stump in this town. And they find the culprit. It's a 45-year-old woman named Amber Picklesimmer. She lives in
Okay.
Picklesimmer.
The FBI interrogates Amber, who confesses to the scheme. The court records really aren't clear about whether she spent or stashed the money, but none of it was recovered. Okay.
Does she ever say what she thought the secret was?
If so, if somebody wasn't.
Nobody's telling about the secret. I want to know what the secret is.
I know.
Okay.
I know. You and me both. We can imagine. You can imagine. I don't know what David's up to. But Amber pleads guilty to wire fraud and was just sentenced to federal prison, and she was ordered to pay David $1 million in restitution. How much time are you going to give Amber for her weird extortion scheme, playing on the idea that David has a secret?
Say 120 months, 10 years.
10 years. 10 years. That's a really heavy sentence for a nonviolent crime. Or is it on the money? And I'm just saying that. But we have to admit, for a nonviolent crime, really, she's just sending a guy text messages. She's not even saying I'm not going to kill you or hurt you. I'm just going to embarrass you, which arguably she has a First Amendment right to do.
This is not a social casino. This is a...
I'm not even saying I'm going to kill you or hurt you. I'm just going to embarrass you, which arguably she has a First Amendment right to do. Really? Absolutely. If I found something terrible about you and I decided to go to the tavern and say, Matt Cox, where's ladies' underwear?
But you're extorting me.
Oh, that part's illegal. That part's illegal. The spreading of the rumors, though, isn't.
Extortion. I'll go with 8 years.
41 months. Damn. You ever win a contest or sweepstakes or drawing? Are you lucky? You're not lucky? You win raffles at the church?
No, nothing like that. Nothing like that.
All right. When you were a kid, remember getting those big Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes things in the mail? You ever entered those contests? Really? You ever did that?
No.
It's a way to sell magazines back in the day.
I don't know. Yeah, or you get the CD, you send them like $1, you get like a CD. There was a CD club.
Well, that's different. The Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes was a actual sweepstake, a contest where you could be an instant millionaire. And I think you remember Ed McMahon with the giant checks.
Yeah.
I think that was a different contest, but same idea. 73-year-old Betty in Washington State was thrilled when she received a phone call saying that she had won $22 million in the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes. Her entire life, she had seen the ads of people giant checks that come their way and prize patrol and all that. She finally got the call. She had won. It was the miracle she had been praying for. Okay. And even more so because she had no recollection of even entering the drawing.
Well, someone put your name in, Betty.
It happens. Yeah. So the man from the sweepstakes tells Betty that all she needed to do was pay the fees and taxes up front, and then they would release the $22 million to her bank account.
Makes perfect sense.
Well, you got to pay your taxes.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's fees. That's what happens. And so, it's just a completely logical use of your money because $22 million, you're not even going to notice it because the money's just going to boomerang back to you. And so.
How much was it?
He said the big deal though is that you can't tell anyone until they win. You got to keep it kind of hush hush until you receive the prize money. Then you can tell everybody. And the FBI is recording your phone calls, Betty, to make sure you don't squeal about this. That's what they told us. Okay. The FBI's in the mix on this thing. The FBI is really interested in the integrity of the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes to make sure the winner doesn't leak out. So she was told to FedEx cash to address that he provided her. The envelopes with the taxes and fees kept getting lost or stolen in the mail. Oh, god damn, this lady's dumb as shit. Then you have to repackage it up and send more. But again, $22 million is coming her way, so she's happy to do that. She was forced to send more and more to pay those taxes and fees. She sent the payments to dozens of different addresses. Jesus. And took cash advances on her credit cards. There's always another delay. You know what people really got stupid, people are crazy. Oh shit, what am I thinking? $800,000 in cash. No, I don't understand. I can go this way now. Wiped out her home equity loan. She had maxed out all her credit cards. She was so demoralized and bankrupt that she finally told a friend she had been doing the FBI's allegedly listening to her phone calls. She was just at her wit's end. And you're attacking the FBI on her behalf. Now, what's interesting is all these addresses that the packages are going to were all going to the FBI. The case agent began looking. They were all going to
more.
Transported out as possible. Okay, that was on a white car crash, so I probably heard that. To their credit, Jamaican authorities cooperated with the FBI and tracked down the man receiving the cash, 34-year-old Rochard Cunty. He was arrested by the Jamaican police and extradited to Vancouver, Washington, to face U.S. federal fraud charges. When he's done serving he pleads guilty. When he's done serving his sentence, he gets deported back to Jamaica. So there's zero chance of getting any restitution. She's going to rebuild her life from scratch at age 73. So $800,000. This one victim is sort of the heart of the case. There's probably other victims out there, but this is the one that we have the best evidence on. How much time are you going to give Rochard Carty? 800,000, one victim. 800,000, one victim over a 4-year period. 4 years. 4 years. Wiped out an old lady.
Does the time, like, he did it over 4 years matter? Like, if he did it over 4 years and 6 months, does that matter?
No. I mean, it doesn't impact the federal sentencing guidelines. It certainly impacts his ability to claim it was a one-time thing.
Yeah, I think, 4 or 5 years? 4 or 5 years?
But you need to pick between those. It's not multiple choice. But I want you to think about that and think about the damage this guy did.
Pretend it was your ring. I mean, I understand, but the dollar amount, she's a vulnerable victim, so he's going to an enhancement for that. But it's one victim. Yeah. Maybe 5. You're saying, let's say 60 months. It's probably more.
What is vulnerable? Like, what makes somebody a vulnerable victim? You know, like, just this guy was.
Maybe they have they're vulnerable to suggestion or to being taken advantage of, or let's say they've got maybe they've got some kind of disability, mental disability, or there's just some people are more vulnerable.
I think there's a Supreme Court or appellate court ruling that someone being old does not necessarily make them vulnerable. You have to show that they're somehow mentally addled or in the early stages of dementia. I don't know enough about Betty to know her mental state. I also want you to think, though, and let me make the counter argument. It sounds like you feel I'm trying to push you up. That this is also one of those cases where how much do we want to have to the U.S. taxpayers pay for this guy's care and feeding before we just send him back to Jamaica?
You say that a lot with these cases. Does the U.S. have like an official stance?
No, they really it's up to the judges. But let's call it what it is. Some judges are fiscally responsible. Taxpayer.
I've been up for like 2 hours. Nobody in here. So you can see in the chat, it's just cheap for me. I've never had, I don't think it's ever been that dead for that long.
36-year-old Max Schultz of Columbus, Ohio.
Dude, I got lucky when I first started streaming. Dude, my first stream I had like 5 people in the first stream I ever did.
Max was
Which to me wasn't. I locked it up. I was like, shit, I don't get to be nobody. I always thought people hang out, comment, Candace Coffee came in.
Company network by
But
impersonating
we had people
another
hanging out.
contractor
And
to
like
obtain
5 people
volume
hang out
credentials.
in First Rock.
Doing that,
Which
we
is
call it,
really
what do you call
crazy.
the social
Back then, still
engineering.
crazy.
Yeah. And once he
Really
was in the
lucky.
system,
A
Max
lot of
ran
people
something
don't
called a
get that,
PowerShell script that reset roughly 2,500 employees of Waste Management their passwords across the country, instantly locking out thousands of workers out of their computers and disrupting waste management operations nationwide. Right? Imagine not being showing up to work and not being able to log on and not knowing why, because it was Max. Right? The company spent months recovering from this attack, and the damage ultimately cost them $862,000 in losses, including employee downtime, customer service disruptions, and labor needed to restore the network.
We got 2 people. If anybody hit the like button, we appreciate it if you do.
They contacted the FBI and put their best cyber agents on the job from the Houston office, and they were able to track the attack to Max's home in Ohio. And he was arrested.
Been up since 3:30. No shit, dude. Yeah, I've been up since 3:30 also, but not for Pokemon.
He initially made some noises about taking the case to
I
trial.
have been up.
He initially started with a public defender, but he did not like the advice he was getting from the public defender, so he fired his lawyer,
I was
hired
out
an
and
attorney in
about,
private
dude.
practice, and told him that the FBI had him dead to rights. Right? Advice he could have
What time they drop them? Like 9 or something, or is it gonna be like or is it like a noon? Because I see them sometimes it's like 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and they're
by coming in on his knees and pleading
dude,
guilty
I fucking
to federal
broke my
charges.
goddamn
So the judge sentences him to
court
prison and orders him to pay
batteries,
restitution in the
man.
amount of $862,000 for the
So that's
damage
a
he caused.
dang dingle dangle breaking the
PowerShell
shit over.
That'll happen to the garnishment of wages after his release. My question for you is this: how much time are you going to give Max Schultz?
I would say 5 years.
5 years?
Yeah.
5 years for hacking?
Yeah, hacking. He disrupted their services, the employees. It cost hundreds of thousands.
You go to the Royal King and Save-A-Lot this morning, dude. Save-A-Lot's not great for.
No,
I'd be better off to go.
I'm
Honestly,
I mean, I think it disrupted a lot of people's lives.
It sure did, right? But let me give counter. He makes nothing from this. He's not enjoying this money at all, like all these frauds.
And another position of trust.
Because I'm
He was in a
thinking
position
about
of trust, right?
Not at the time.
Just get
Doesn't
it,
matter.
win them
Okay.
over.
It doesn't matter.
Bags
I got
of
hit with a
French
position of
toast
trust.
sticks.
Time I wasn't even a broker anymore. I'd lost my license. They were like, "Oh, you had to preserve why you were licensed." I was like, "What wasn't licensed?" Yeah, I think 5 years.
5 years?
Yeah, it's $800,000. He cost them $800,000, almost $1 million.
Yeah, it's like vandalism. Right? Like, all right, final answer?
Yes.
All right, correct answer is 24 months. That's right. I tried and
It's rich people live there. Yeah.
You know where it is?
No. Hamptons is it New York?
Yeah.
New York State.
New York State.
Whew.
Long Island.
Okay.
The end of Long Island. It's where
That one cleared me out this
Finance
morning.
gold.
Son of
What
a
they call it? The
bitch.
gold
Coast.
Yeah. I read the book.
By Nelson
Gold
DeMille.
Yes.
So
what a
good.
Great book.
So good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Hamptons is like a playground for the ultra wealthy, mostly of New York City actually. The people who live in the Hamptons, but a lot of finance bros in the summertime, like hop in that helicopter and get their friends together to go drink and stuff. And like it's a really ostentatiously wealthy place where it's not even just about it being lovely and but like you want to make sure you are dressed to the nines at the parties. It is the place to see and be seen. And a lot of like super wealthy finance bros just flexing.
Look at his face.
Yeah, it's disgusting. So no one is better suited to this lifestyle
too famous, then an investment advisor named Jeffrey Slothow. Okay. He was a country club. He had a wife. His wife. She's a former Brazilian beauty queen.
Hell yeah, dude. Hey, vapes on point now, dude. If you were to go to get vapes, these fades and shit that I got, dude,
Their body footage.
and the IVs and even the 510s, dude, I got the plug on vapes.
And
If you want rosin vapes, I can get some really good rosin vapes. Well, I don't know if they're in stock right this minute, but when I came to them, dude, they sent me a sample and it was pretty damn good, dude. Or like a filler, honestly.
Pay you 8% a year. It's an amazing investment.
Either a sample or a filler. Because I think I sorted my thing anyway. It was a makeup order. I had to put in an order for.
Not knowing that these HOA bonds did not exist. A figment of Jeff's imagination.
A replacement order.
Yes. Your trusted clients. He used the client money to buy a $125,000 Mercedes-Benz SUV and to cover his membership fee at the Long Island Fashion. He also bought a $13,000 Rolex, $11,000 in Ralph Lauren clothing, and a
Drops at 7 a.m. Oh, well, you're fucking good. Oh, it's 7. Oh, where you at? I forget. Like, Texas, duh. Fucking Texas. I'm retarded somewhere in Texas. So yeah, you only got an hour, 45 minutes, 42 minutes, I think.
He had stolen all the money and you sat down with him and you said,
42 minutes.
The other FBI agent was like, I understand. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
This was a given. Enough said.
Yeah, it was an educational moment for me. Yeah, but Jeff's wife was not Korean. It was blue blood. Brazilian. Just like Max. Every now and then, he would actually send money to his victims to create the illusion of investment returns. But it wasn't coming from any bonds. It was coming from their own money and the money of other investors.
Yeah.
We call that something, man. What do we call that?
It's a Ponzi scheme.
It's a Ponzi scheme.
I was actually, when you were talking, I was like, this is a
couple and some other clients.
I'm going to say 5 years.
5 years is your guess.
Yeah, he went to trial.
Yeah, because he went to trial. Yeah,
right. Otherwise, he would have gotten out. They probably offered him
think about it.
something like that, 2 years. He probably said, I got more.
Maybe.
5 years.
Trying to avoid a shut out here.
Yes, 5 years.
Correct answer?
Well, yeah.
You got it? 5 years?
Yeah.
Goddamn bush out of the way.
6 years.
Oh, nice.
I was about to say, I don't want to play this. I don't want to do it anymore.
I want to go home.
Bush all in the way.
But I've been there several times. You gotta leave for the day.
Yeah.
Where do they have that, the Spanish fort? The St. Augustine. So it's
That's my church.
Yeah. It's
My county.
pretty cool. I've been there, and I've been to the matching fort in Puerto Rico. San Juan. They have a nice thing there.
Matanzas.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Matanzas is Spanish for slaughter.
Really?
Yeah. It's a very cool fort.
Dude, thank you.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
Old
Yeah.
pillows.
Daytona's
What's
not.
this? Fucking Tire Kingdom.
Daytona has the Speedway.
Yeah, my
What's the Tire
grandfather, Colby knows this. My grandfather raced on the beach in Daytona when Daytona Speedway was on the beach.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and he's in the Daytona History Museum. Wow, for being the first man to go 3 miles a minute.
Dude, it's way too.
His name is Sig Hugdahl. He did it in the Wisconsin Special. He actually did it on the salt flats in Nevada. However you say it. Yeah.
After Target, we go check Walmart, Best Buy,
Used to be back in the days of like Annette Funicello.
and then Academy Sports.
Beach
Damn,
movies in the
dude,
1960s.
everywhere
They
sells
was the place to be for like
fucking
spring break and stuff like that. Can you still drive the beach? Not while I was there. I mean, I've been there for a handful of times for like sports tournaments for kids and stuff like that.
My kids and him, I guess I should let him buy more than I do. I always get them for him every now and again, dude.
there's sometimes a monthly bikers.
we
There's a
get
Buffalo
like,
and
he's
a
got
Dayton,
some shit put
and
up
some
though, but I
Daytona,
don't let him
and
like
there's
do
also a
nothing
lot
with
of
him. And
property
guess
in
what? It's
Daytona.
paid off
So
so far.
Daytona has its
Like,
challenges. That's what I'm saying. It's not the Daytona like
cause some of the ones he had, and I got a hold of some old ones.
covered by my old
I
office,
don't
the
know
Jacksonville
how
office
old,
of the FBI.
but even the ones that got him
Daytona's
in the very beginning now are, you know,
And
fucking
the FBI teamed up with the Daytona
you know,
police to make this case.
6, 7 years
fellow by
old,
the name of
8
DeLon
years
Smith.
old, you know, got some that were already a
47
year or two old when he started.
He had street names.
People give him, you know, and
One of his street names was Fat Cat.
some of them cards that he goes in, I thought he was like looking them up wrong and shit. Now some of them cards are, he's got some like $100 cards and shit in there. I told him just hold on
Under
to
his
them.
control, he had
Don't
two
fucking,
women. We're going to call them Candy
I
and
try to
Mandy.
keep him from looking them up and just let him keep forgetting he has them damn things. And like got books for him and he keeps them in the books. But he's got like some unopened. They're probably not worth shit. Probably never be worth anything. But he's got there's some other packs he's got that aren't open.
The customer wanted some quality
He's got some unopened packs, but
deliver the girls to these paying customers like DoorDash. Out to call. Yeah, right.
I got
This was not just a managerial
these
relationship. He's not just like
I say they I'm sure shit and they won't never be worth anything. They're Halloween, like you know, the giveaway for Halloween packs.
And if the girls complained or fell in
And
line,
I got a whole box of those put up because I got them.
taking care of these girls. He's no Pimpin' Ken.
I got a whole box of them put up, and then there's another box of them that he opened like about half the box, and I still got half of that box unopened because he eventually forgot about it. I used to let him open a pack, or you know, a few packs here and there, just at random.
And it was not unusual for these girls to pistol whip the mouthy and drag in and out of DeLon's car by their hair. This was a very dysfunctional relationship among these three. So, I mean, you know. Right. And so at some point, an informant led him mouthy. At some point, the Daytona police and the Jacksonville FBI, probably through a source, learned about this nightmare that these girls were undergoing, and they team up to rescue the girls. State and federal charges against DeLon. Victim specialists from the FBI were rehab, separate them, get them somewhere safe so they could perhaps rebuild their lives and testify. But DeLon didn't testify. He pleads guilty to these charges. Interstate sex trafficking. Question is, how much time do you think he gets? Remember, he's 47 years old.
I don't know why
How much of your life will you take from age 47? Yeah, I think 7. Did you miss the part where he burned him with the hot pistol? They were mouthy. They were getting mouthy.
They were getting mouthy. Oh, I fucking missed that part.
I got a letter. Yeah, I don't listen.
We just got a letter. We just got a letter.
Okay, this is.
We just got a letter. I wonder who it's from.
Oh, please.
I missed a lot.
At some point, the Daytona police and the Jacksonville FBI took his firearm and then burned her with the smoking barrel. Sheesh. I know. With all the money for himself. Well, of course. Recruited them off the streets with the promise of drugs and the ability to make good money. Smith, 47-year-old pimp. He had street names. Okay. One of his street names was Fat Cat, and the other was Big Blood, because he claimed affiliation with the Blood street gang, right? So he's Big Blood, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, clever. Yeah. Under his control, he had 2 women. We're going to call them Candy and Mandy. And DeLon recruited them off the streets with the promise of drugs and the ability to make good money.
as prostitutes.
It's not worth looking
They're
in
driven
those
by their
eyes,
poverty
no,
and their
it's not.
addiction. They agree. Delon takes their photos and begins marketing them on the internet, on the web. And so when the customer wanted some quality time with one or both of the girls, Delon would
Who does
deliver
not
the
trash in the
girls
dump
to
sheet?
these paying customers like DoorDash.
DoorDash.
Out to them. Yeah, right. And this is not just a managerial relationship. He's not just like the marketing arm of these girls. He keeps all the money. Yeah. And if the girls complained or fell out of line, beat them and choke them. He's not taking care of these girls.
She's no Pimpin' Kid. Pimpin' Kid wouldn't do that. He would play that. We interviewed Pimpin' Kid.
Okay, I don't know. When Candy wasn't bringing in enough money to feed Delon, because he's a fat cat, he discharged his firearm and then burned her with the smoking barrel.
Sheesh.
I know.
Not a nice guy at all.
Bad guy. And it was not unusual for these girls to get pistol whipped when they got mouthy. And
none of it looks
be dragged in and out of Delon's car by their hair. And this is a very dysfunctional relationship among these three. So, you know, right? And so at some point, an informant led.
I hate a mouthy hooker.
At some point, the Daytona police and the Jacksonville FBI probably learn about this nightmare that these girls are undergoing, and they team up and rescue the girls and bring state and federal charges against Delon.
That motherfucker stank.
Victim specialists from the FBI work with girls to try to get them into rehab, accept them, get them somewhere safe, so they can perhaps rebuild their lives and testify.
They're just fucking throwing these fucking boxes around.
Interstate sex
That's one of them good fucking like
my question is, how much time do you think he gets? Remember, he's 47 years old.
Stop throwing your fucking boxes around, motherfucker.
You know, how much of your life are you going to take from a man who's 47?
Anybody passing through? I'm pretty sure anybody is, but hit that like button. We greatly appreciate it.
You know, if he was over 50 to 55.
I'm fucking around these dumpsters and forgot what
Still give a
listening
sentence,
is.
but I'd say you earn more game time. Sure.
How much of a chunk are you going to give Delon? How much time are you going to
7 years.
7 years in prison?
7? Yeah, I think 7.
Did you miss the part where he burned him with
Yeah,
the hot
I think they just picked up.
They were getting mouthy.
One next Friday morning.
Read the comments.
You're gonna go.
He got a letter.
Don't send me
A strongly worded letter.
Don't send me any emails. Okay, this is
Comedy show.
the comedy.
Friday,
Please. Okay, so 7 years.
7 years?
Yes.
Final answer?
Yes.
Correct answer, 27 years.
Yeah, come hit these box dumpsters and get boxes. Get boxes. But yeah, when you like certain sizes, you don't really find the size box I need a lot.
Thank you for your patience. Colby, what's our score looking like, buddy?
1 of 8.
1 of 8. Okay, you're gonna have to.
So you gotta hit a couple.
We got a couple twofers in here.
I got
Yeah,
a
the next
pig,
3, right?
dude. I really don't
Yeah.
know the score or nothing.
And we have some twofers where you can make it up. This is one of them.
But
Okay,
I
so you
think
hit
I'll
both
be
of them, that's
alright,
4
dude.
points.
Oh, it's fucking flooded back there.
Which means put you ahead of
That
the
is
game.
water. That's dumpster water.
In all of
Ooh, I'm about
your
to piss on myself,
adventures,
too. Damn it, I should have thought it was back there.
ever drink
Oh,
dry
is Savrod open? Ooh, we're gonna have to go to that before I have
Let me do it now.
I hate it when I don't listen until like the last second.
I've done a
I'm
lot,
about to
you
piss
know,
on
before
myself.
that,
Fuck with
you
it.
know, because, you know, you're strong, you're trying to get a nice car, but, no, I haven't specifically done anything.
You're never like a toxic relationship.
No, I was thinking.
There's no good way to face it. I'm gonna do that right away.
Chick of a day.
Right here, we're good.
Towards the end, when I met her, I was actually planning on just pulling out like $1 million and leaving. You know, I'd only showed up to Nashville to run a scam and leave. I stayed because she convinced me that we can stay and you can just start a business. Why can't you just flip these houses? Why can't you just work a regular job? And my fear was like, I liked her so much, I can't leave because she's gonna be left in the aftermath, right? Like, this is her real name. They'll be looking for her. She comes with me, so it was like, fuck, I gotta stay here and just make it go one day.
Yeah, I get it.
So that was a bad
No.
decision.
Love
stuff can make people do foolish things. Let's talk about Justin and Jenna.
I don't know if
Lovely couple
anybody was
Justin
here for
Barnes and Jenna
that,
Wells.
dude, but...
They were a couple lovebirds living
of course,
in
counter
Waterloo,
went up while I
Iowa.
was peeing, dude.
And
Ooh, I
they
got
got
pissed on
themselves in trouble with
myself,
the
dude.
FBI, man, Cox.
Ooh,
Justin
I
had a
guess
checkered
when I'm getting
past
older
with
and
historic
fucking
felony
getting
convictions
stoned
for
and
forgery,
infection and shit
theft, gun offenses. Those are his
dude,
biggies.
I ain't even knowing I
At the
got
time
the
of this
pizza,
story,
that
he's
shit's
out on
about to
parole.
come out.
And there's a warrant for his arrest
What
also.
should we go do?
So he's laying low.
Does anybody want to
in
go
Jenna's
see the
house.
hospital
But Matt,
track, dude? I
if
forget
Jenna
the
was guilty
hospital
of
track's
anything,
right
it
here.
was loving too much.
Jasper's gotta get it. Dude,
Okay.
I'm going home.
In
I'm
her
just
eyes,
singing
Justin
low
was
and
just
he's going to
misunderstood.
buy this son of a bitch.
She knew
And then we're
that
buying
she
young
could
ones.
change him.
So me and him can go see Summer's
She's
over
gonna fix
now,
him,
but
right? And make him a
that
simple
should have
life.
been more proactive, dude. Just I should have been that stupid, but I knew I'd fuck around and give him a key, like I did.
Justin comes home and tells Jenna that he has a plan that's going to give them the financial news story they're looking for. Justin found a 109 house.
I did it myself on that last year. I should have offered me
All they needed to do was burglarize this house. Then you can see guns and turn over a new leaf. Seems like a good plan, right? It does. It does. Janet did not think so initially.
Oh, he tore the track up.
Crazy? She said, I'm no
What
burglar.
the fuck, dude?
But Justin explained that all he needed her to do was drive to the house, act as a lookout,
I hope they're
and Justin would
making
take
a
care of all the dirty
fucking
work
new
of breaking
one.
into the house, stealing the guns, and coming back out.
I hope they're
Jenna
doing.
just
I
needed
hope
to
they're
drive
just
the car.
redoing it,
That's something
dude.
that you do every
That's
day. You drive a
crazy.
car.
Yeah, that doesn't
They
implicate you
gotta
at
be
all. It doesn't make you
redoing
part of the
it.
Jenna,
conspiracy.
you drive all the time. Practically live in your
They
car.
gotta be. Is
Jenna
anybody
reluctantly
still
agrees,
hanging
and at
out,
dark of
dude?
night, she met Justin to the house. She waits in the car
This has
for
been a
Justin to come
track
back,
at the
tearing
hospital
ass
my
back
whole
to her.
life. I was gonna
With a
come
pillowcase
fucking,
filled with
as you
15
can see, it'd be a
handguns.
good fucking track for the
He
old
hopped in the
scooter
car and Jenna
cruiser,
drove
dude.
back to her house
You just
with her
fuck around on.
and the
That's
weapons.
what I was thinking. Fuck, I bring Jasper. You
Justin
gotta get
begins
him where he
making
can
calls
fucking ride
to sell the
one
guns.
of these
Make this
things,
a
dude.
move. You know what I mean?
This one's got low gear. I think we can put it below and he'll be alright.
But when he's on his way to the sale, he gets stopped by police in Waterloo, Iowa, who search his backpack and find a bunch of those stolen weapons. He tries to lie to the police about where he obtained the gun, but the cops just aren't believing. They know he's wrong. Waterloo police loops in the FBI and the ATF
Would you
into the
just
case,
find how
and they do a
fast
search
we
warrant
got
on
to
Jenna's house. They find the rest of the
I didn't
guns.
realize they cut this whole parking lot off.
Right, so
Dude,
Jenna
son
gets
of a
placed under
bitch.
arrest as well.
They're building like a
And
new
both of them end up pleading guilty to federal gun
something.
charges.
I am a new chicken shop.
Jenna
I'm
and
not
Justin
sure. We gotta
both
talk to
got
Brett so you
sentenced
can
for receiving. I'm sorry, Jenna gets sentenced for receiving stolen firearms, and Justin gets sentenced for being a felon in possession of stolen firearms. Yeah, that's how it played out. So you get to give two sentences. Justin has a rap sheet a mile long. Jenna really does not, but the entire story of it really comes out.
I guess she would probably get, let's say, a couple of years, 2 years, and then he would get, let's say, 8 years.
2 and 8. Let's talk months. 24 months and
24 months, and what is it? Is it that's 6? That's 96 months.
okay. So Justin gets 96 months.
Have you ever
Let's start there.
seen
Justin got
the
96
raid?
months.
No, he did. He did. Yeah, he did.
Anybody still hanging out? Feel like saying something, dude? I feel like you
What about the other one?
just
Jenna,
trying to
you
hear
said
what
24
you're
months. She actually
saying.
got 40
I need to stop rolling. I smoke so much.
So the big question is, do you look at the paper while I was in the bathroom?
Good morning.
No, I didn't.
I need to go.
Oh, that would have been great. That would have been good. Yeah.
Really good.
I believe it.
Or not to believe me. No, I think, yeah, I'm actually wondering why she got. No, I guess it was.
She's the getaway driver.
It is burglary. Yeah. Like, because I was thinking she's not a felon. Like, so there was weapons, but they are stolen. And I was thinking a couple of years.
So where does that make the score now?
3 of 10.
3 of 10.
Okay. All right. It's not.
more stories.
Four more stories. Wow. Are they double sentences?
Single, double. The very last one's double. The last one is
Well,
occasional.
so if you get them all right, even just normally, 7 or 14 is a win.
If you're hating this episode, stay for the last story. I promise you will regret it. All right, but this one's a good one too. When you were struggling or down and out or rebuilding your life, you ever take a Greyhound bus?
I didn't want to go too far.
No, but I have been in a similar situation, which was a prison bus.
Yeah, probably worse. In many ways. Greyhound bus stations seem to be a nexus for a lot of bad stuff. They're never in good times. There's always a lot of like nonsense, homelessness, drugs, gangs, prostitution around the Greyhound bus station. And I don't get it. Is it because people get off the bus and they're like, this is great. Life is so great. Why do we don't want to Greyhound bus station? Greyhound bus stations just such magnets for nonsense.
It's just, I don't know. I'm assuming it's just so cheap to travel that way, and then they also locate them in kind of shitty areas. Because it's like which came first, chicken or egg? It's like a halfway house, you know? Like people in nice neighborhoods don't want them in their neighborhood.
In Rochester, New York, when the cops receive a call, there's a belligerent drunk at the bus terminal.
No,
harassing travelers.
That's crazy. It never happens.
The cops get there. Orlando Justice, who was super intoxicated at the time. The police place him in handcuffs and bring him to Strong Memorial Hospital for medical and psych evaluation. Okay. Orlando was furious about being arrested, and he spit on the officers, telling them he's going to find the cops, come to their houses, kick your asses. Okay. The next day, one of the arresting officers will call Larry to call from an unknown number. He answers it. It's Orlando. I told you I would find him. He said to Officer Larry, you messed with the wrong one. Different breed of human. Orlando then proceeds to recite Officer Larry's home address.
Oop, I just hit 2 bars. We're headed back right now. I hope I don't I hope I make it back.
FaceTimed the cop and said, I'm coming to your home with my friends.
Making it work.
I'm getting scared now. So, do we have a picture of Orlando? What does he look like?
You don't know the
Officer Larry admonishes Orlando, stop calling me. But the harassment continued. Calls, text messages, FaceTime. The Rochester Police Department requests that the FBI intervene. Not because they couldn't handle this themselves, I mean, pretty open shut case, but the police want to avoid the appearance of conflict of interest in this investigation, since the harassment was of one of their own. So the FBI gathers the evidence and goes out and arrests Orlando for threatening communications and interstate commerce, and Orlando pleads guilty.
One time, I was supposed to stay at this nightmare hotel in LA. I was told residents look for someone to stay. First, I narrowed things down.
My hand to be passing through hit the light button. Giving this thing a look good. I fucked around, I got it all the way to 2. But we're a little good away from home that she went full charge for that. I'm gonna come up with a way to charge these bitch for a charge on the gun too. Get whatever. They got like big ass like those. Just like the one for your phone, but it's a fucking big battery. It should put a charge on this, I would think. And honestly, I think this thing passed through charges. Seems like it does. It'll stay on and everything when you plug it in and show charging. I think it'll drive itself. It's got, you know what I mean? If it pass-through charges.
Guilty. That's my question.
I can put one in boxes on here. I'll stand it and you can get one in boxes that's durable.
What? 3 years? He's a different kind of
put on the back right here. Speed up this stuff.
I know, but those 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah.
36 months?
Yeah.
Really?
Why? Because he threatened somebody. He threatened the cop. He didn't really threaten him. He just said he was going to come to his house. He just
Maybe it's low.
maybe it's lower than that.
Maybe it's higher.
3 years.
You're exhausted. All right. Final answer?
Yeah.
Correct answer, 21 months.
I got it.
You did not.
26 months.
I feel like if I just walk it up this hill, dude, I'll be able to do all the way home, but I feel like going, making it work up this hill is going to get me down to one real fast.
Did you imagine?
Everyone has no clue
5 guys.
how fast that last bar will disappear. But we're going to do it when we
I'm
get
not going to describe your car, but it's a
killed.
big car. It's a big, very high up car.
Right past through, hit that like button, say something, give me something to talk about. If not, we're listening to Matt talk.
With a 5-inch lift kit, 33 degrees.
Oh, who's that?
It's a good on gas or not? It's bad.
What's up, J-Town?
Tank.
Yeah, out and about, dude. Checking battery on the new scooter, dude. Battery.
These high gas prices?
Not durability. What's the word? How long does some bitch
You
last?
can't not come to work.
And Jess, good money, drives by and she's like, oh my gosh, it's 460. That's the 460. Or she always paying attention to that. I'm just like, I've never paid attention my whole life. I've never
Why were you supposed to? You're not using that. You're not going to sell your car. You're not going to ride a wheel. It is what it is. Americans are feeling the high fuel prices this summer. And
That's it.
we're on fixed income. Like you and I, we want to make more money.
A blinker. I don't do blinkers. Ooh.
I gotta explain a couple things.
That
to make
one
sure you
got
understand
me.
this right. For the past 40 years, the federal government has operated a program called LIHEAP.
Right.
You know what LIHEAP is?
This
LIHEAP
helps
is the
before
low
we get to the
income
walk.
home energy
Ooh, I feel that
assistance
bitch burning in my leg.
is
That's a good
designed to help
incline.
poor people pay their electric and gas bills so their utilities don't get turned off. Because utility companies are more often than not, working with their
Oh, shit.
They're not going to cut you a
I'm
break.
trying to show you without taking the
So it's the
scooter
U.S.
off the
Department of Health
thing.
and Human Services that funds this program through block grants to the states.
Not bad, we'll incline.
And
Got the old
distribute
cab
money to pay the
burning.
poor and needy utility. Got it. So, state of Alabama. The LIHEAP program is administered by contract agencies. You've got a contractor agency. In Limestone County, Alabama, there's a community intake specialist.
I'm trying to see where we're going now,
Contract
right?
agency by the name of Megan.
I can tilt it up a little more, but it'll
Her
make it
job
more
is to meet
bumpy.
with the poor people
I gotta get that
and
fucking
assist
thing
them
off.
to determine if they could use this federal
I'm
money
pretty
to
sure I
stop
have it.
electricity from getting turned on. So she's the decider. Right. I guess decider. But Megan sees this as an opportunity and begins shaking
I
down
could
these people
swoop this
for
way and
bribes.
go in real king and get a fucking thing to fix it.
Basically, if you wanted the
Yeah, let's
LIHEAP
go.
money to pay your electric bill,
Charge it
you need
up
to
and
send
come
Megan a
back
couple
here.
bucks. Most of these grants are not big. They're for like less than $1,000.
Yeah, says there she's like a huge kickback or
Right.
anything.
Right, but for the beneficiaries, it's simple math. You either pay Megan for a couple hundred, you pay Megan a couple $100, and as long as the economic benefit to the bribers exceeds the amount, is more
Let's
than the
do
bribe
one more
itself, you're going to be
second.
ahead of the game.
Whew, let's put one more
So
down,
Megan
dude.
takes
A whole
in
blinker, dog.
$15,000 worth
Do
of
one more
bribes over an
blinker.
18-month period.
Whew.
Okay. Many of
Okay,
which, most of which
for
was
some
actually
reason
coming from
one
people who
person
would not
saying
otherwise
I
have
hit the like,
qualified
I'd
for the
appreciate
LIHEAP
the like
program.
for that last blinker I
Right, so
just did and the
many
one
people
I'm
were
about
broke,
to
but
do.
not that broke. Wouldn't have qualified. So
There's plants.
I don't know how the FBI knows that number, other than the fact the only way they could is if Megan was then depositing that cash into her bank account, right? Eventually, someone squeals to the FBI, and Megan's scheme is revealed,
Damn it, we
and then
didn't
there's an
get the light.
investigation. This is what's interesting to me. She gets charged with
Ah,
racketeering.
shit.
Wow. And running a bribery and racketeering for a bribery enterprise. Okay.
Okay.
She pleads guilty.
Right.
Right.
Racketeering, that's a serious charge.
Yeah.
But I
So
don't know.
it's a big hammer for a kind of small-time bribery scam, bribery crime. But the bottom line is,
She made 15,000. I don't have the number on how much she granted wrongfully in LIHEAP benefits to people who didn't deserve it. Here's what I don't think the government knows. Right. I don't think that they were able to reverse engineer that. That's why that information was not in the court filings. But how much time are you going to give Megan for this bribery scheme that was for a program designed to keep poor people's gas and electric on? Remembering that she pleads guilty to racketeering.
Do we know how many people?
No, that's the problem. Is that all we really have is that the grants are for less than $1,000. She takes in 15,000 over an 18-month period. I'm going to say 30, 40 people.
Right.
Ooh, it brought
30, 40 people, sophisticated means, taking advantage of a position of trust. Probably, I wonder if they hit her they include the government as a victim, or just because if you consider the government as a victim, then that's another enhancement, by the way. The government is entirely
well, this is your tax dollars and my tax dollars.
So I was thinking that the people she was shaking down, they're also
true, but she's stealing grant money basically, but giving it to people who would not otherwise deserve it.
right. So yeah, if it was more than $1 million from one institution, that would be another enhancement. We don't know how much she defrauded them on these numbers. Okay, so let's say I don't know. Kind of going off the dollar. Let's say 3 years.
3 years, 36 months.
36 months.
Okay, final answer.
Yeah.
The correct answer is 28 months. So you're in the ballpark.
Oh, nice. So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about utilities. Do you know how many gun deaths there are in the United States? 5,000. Okay. Do you know how many gun deaths there are in the UK?
A dozen.
I don't really know. I think it's probably 1,000. How much is it? No, not in the UK, in Europe.
Oh, in Europe.
In all of Europe.
Let go. Let get it. All you guys say, leg it. Leg it.
Yeah.
That's probably more like 15,000.
Yeah, probably, I would think, right? 10,000.
What is that? ChatGPT?
Yeah, so this is for Europe. Yeah, approximately 6,700 people die from a firearm related injury in Union each year.
So ask ChatGPT this: how many people die from lack of air conditioning a year? How many do you think?
Looks like okay. What's causing death?
It's the lack of AC.
Right, that's not on your death certificate.
Well, it's heat stroke.
50,000.
175,000 people.
Oh, this is that new one right now. I haven't been paying attention.
Please, baby, would you get in the water?
Alright, I'm gonna get off for a minute. Try and pay attention. Ain't nobody in here right now.